Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. If I ever tell you about Maxine, you older say I don't know what I know, but murder she wrote. Real. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote.
Charlo with him, a pretty face and bad character. Them the kind of living can hold chaka. Follow me. A pretty face and bad character. Them the kind of living can hold chaka. Say, girl, you pretty, your face it pretty, but your character dirty. Girl, you just a act too flirty. You run to Tom Dick and also hurry. And when you find your mistake, you talk about you sorry. Come on.
Have a pussy corner where she jokes and where she jam. She know about Luke, Jack and every money man. Make love with the coolie Chinese, white man and Indian. The wickedest kind of girl that we suppliers go up and now do you heard about this girl? Her name is Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. And if I ever tell you about Maxine, you older say I don't know what I know, but
boom, Matt Mernagh, vote for me. Matt Mernagh says he's not a bad guy. He don't smoke crack, that's a fact, yeah. He got your wrong back. Matt Mernagh not a bad guy. Believes in the people, and that the herbs you'll be legal. That's always on your side. Oh, man, Mernagh, not a bad guy. He says, man, bring back the big smoke from a worldwide Joe and show how to vote that your rhyme still go. That's easy, old man. Got a brand new plan. It's time to take a stand. Let man do what he can. Not a bad guy.
Yo, Mernagh and Lisa Campbell. It's TMZ pre-show. We're still getting everything ready, playing the opening tracks. You know how it is. Doing dabs, smoking joints.
Are you? I just, it's 20 days.
20 days. What's in 20 days?
If you don't know the answer to that, you should just walk out the door. 20. Somebody cheered in the back. I said it right. 20 days.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. That's right. We're on the fast lane to 420. That's 420 smoke out here in Toronto. 20 days. Oh, fuck. It's looking good, man. 420 across this great country of ours. And, of course, right here in Toronto, 420 Smoke Out, brought to you by the Toronto Hash Mob.
We are legalization.
The time for legalization is now.
We are Hash Mob.
That's right.
We have come to smoke you out.
So it's simple mantras that make life easy.
It's going to be exciting.
Hash Mob has been sponsoring it all these years. It's so great. Small group of hardcore fucking activists
And
take
now-
to the streets every year.
Yep. So we'll be getting ready to march here. If you want to go we're going to march here at Vapor Central on 420. And you're more than welcome to join us here at 10 a.m. to get your 420 on.
Check out that poster I made.
I know.
Look at that.
Looks pretty good.
We tweeted it to the Toronto Police Service, our obligations for notifying them of our rally are
We
complete.
start there at Yonge and Charles,
Yeah.
right beside Vapor Central and Toronto Hemp Company. And then we start heading down Yonge Street.
I am
So what time do things get started at Dundas Square?
Okay, so you can march with us. We meet here at 10. We leave here at about 11:15. We will head to the square. We must be there before noon. It kicks off
Like
at
minutes
noon.
before.
Minutes before.
So you got to time it right.
Perfect.
So we open, like you said, we opened Vapor Central up at 10 a.m., an hour early.
But then we close at 11-ish.
And we close at 11-ish, kick everyone out.
And then we march down the street to Yonge and Dundas Square.
Trying to get there right at noon or minutes before.
And everybody who's either who's in the square can cheer our arrival. So all you booth setter-uppers, I'm looking at you, Master Roland, booth setter-uppers, just make sure the word comes out that we will be arriving in the square a little before noon, and it'd be nice if there was a cheering section as we arrive. Chris Goodwin will be there with the mic, so maybe he'll be able to tell them.
What about a cloud of smoke? Should we have a cloud of smoke at noon? Or?
There should be like maybe a smoke signal to bring us there. I see the smoke signal.
So just,
Yeah. Go ahead.
just look towards Dundas Square and you'll see the smoke, and you can just walk towards it for noon.
Yes. And right at noon, at 12 o'clock, Christian Wong-Tam, city councilor for our...
Well, she's on at 10 after.
She's on at 10 after, right. So you're right, there's like, you know. But she's the kicker-offer of the 420.
Mernagh rules for 420 is what goes from noon to 10 after. You tell everybody the rules.
Yep, and then she will do her appearance at 10 after till about quarter after.
What are some of the rules?
Well, the biggest rule of all is there's no booze. We don't show up with booze. Boo on the boozing.
Booze.
And the security are actively looking for booze. After that...
they will fine and ticket you.
Yeah, we actually are like, you know, you're welcome.
They had 2 last year where they issued the whatever $185 fine. So
usually we ask them to just give people a warning, and then if they, you know, if at that point after, like, hey, try and ask them not to, and if you feel you have to lay a ticket, go for it. And they did, and this year they're going to be doing it again. So we're actively discouraging no boozing and no violence. Just a lot of pot smoking. Dab responsibly, inhale responsibly, and be kind to your neighbor. You know, and the rules are very simple, and they get simpler every year. We don't even have to explain, you know, hot power. You know, we're going to be making sure that our weed dealers are protected out there, so to speak. Sure that you know, people know that. We have, so the rules are, it's weird because the rules now are so easy. It's just like, let's get high and have fun. You just want to say those rules, but you got to define fun a little bit for people. Like, hey, no violence, no boozing. After that, I can't really think of any real rules.
But, like, how do you dab responsibly?
Let's just put it,
pace yourself, drink lots of water.
Yep. And those are some of the things we're going to talk somewhat about from the stage. Eat some food, right? Make sure you eat some food. These are things we're kind of talk about. But the beautiful thing is because we have dab booths, that means people don't even have to bring their torches. We have guys that are setting up, like Borrowheads are bringing out some things to dab on. And Master Roller's got stuff that he's going to have people dab on. And I guess who's beside those guys? Herbs? Herb Elixir. And so, like, they got 3 tents of just, like, places where I picture there's probably going to be at least 15, like, bing, 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 bing places at least. I think Master's got 5? 4. And probably Borrowheads has probably got 4 or 5. And, man, there'll be, like, 12 dab things. You and your whole group of buddies could all line up and just do a whole row of dabs. You're going to bring a rig. Do you know what the square is like? Well, you're welcome, you know. You set somebody on fire with that shit, man. I'm the fuck you up.
So there'll be rigs there. You don't necessarily have to bring your own rig.
Right. Until about 3:30, it's really rig friendly because you got a lot of people sitting down in groups having a big party. And then 3:30, yeah, you're not sitting down anymore. That's when the rigs really got to go away. That's my experience from last year. Yeah, spliffs come out.
All right.
Nice. So any other 420 advice?
Well, I think it's pretty. It's going really well. You know, Master Roll has been given his instructions on what the joint will look like this year. We have Ross Verbigliotti thinks he can maybe speak for like 2 minutes, not the full 10, which is even better. You know, like it's all coming together now.
Charlo Green just tried calling our Skype.
Oh, okay, cool.
I ignored it and sent her a message saying we'll get back to her in 20 minutes.
Perfect.
And I think she left us a video message. I'm not sure. I see a video in her little chat window.
Make sure yeah, all right.
You want to? I'll play it. It's 7 seconds long.
Cool, let's see it.
Hey guys, Charlo here on standby, I guess. Give me a call on Skype whenever you guys are ready for me.
She's got like a cool background and everything, you know? That dude's excited over there. You said what about her?
She's kind of like a cross between Beyonce, Lady Justice, and Martin Luther King.
She
just
dyed her
like
hair
such
like
a
blue
powerful
recently.
woman.
I like it.
She also kind of looks like Storm.
That's what I was going to say, yeah, like Storm.
Yeah. Just hardcore.
Sorry, I had her volume a little loud there. I wasn't sure how loud the message was. But it'll be a great call. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, it'd be great to have her on.
These guys everybody's chilling. Everybody's excited about this. See, the fuck it chick, eh? Yeah, the fuck it chick is going to be on the show. We call it Alaska Thunderfuck it.
Fuck it, I quit.
Fuck it, I quit. She didn't say it angrily. She just sort of said it as an exasperated person would say. So, if you're in the chat, it would be appreciative if you went on your social media and told people what's going on tonight. And we have Norm. Talk to me about Norm.
Yeah, so Norm is a comedian. He's also a chef.
Does that make him a chef median?
Chef median, maybe. So Big Norm from the Big Norm Show. He's been around for years, throwing cannabis events in Toronto. So we're going to learn a little bit about that.
I'm looking forward to having him up here. Just did a show at the Comedy Bar a while back. Well, I saw it. So
Should be good.
Well, that's what we have lined up. We got some great news events. I think we're probably going to maybe try and call Jeremiah near the end. After the weed is right, we'll get an update from Jeremiah in Vancouver.
I've heard they have 420 craziness that he wants to update us about.
Are we the only people now that's fully accepted by their city where people said they would never accept us and now they accept us and take $24,000 from us? Are we those guys? Does that mean we're mainstream?
I think we've definitely hit the peak. Pod is pop culture for sure in Toronto.
Have we sold out, Goodwin?
I think so.
Yeah, we're mainstream. But we're like mainstream, like Radiohead mainstream, I think. Yeah, I'll do a dab. We're doing like, have you seen these vape pens? Fucking look at that.
You're a ninja? Get out of here! You're a ninja! Yes, I am a
He's
ninja.
got the, yeah, man, like. Goodwin, I'm so concerned about performing for 420 this year that we're working on lyrics and routines. We're working on the Dab Ninja routine. We'll have to get some of our buddies from the lounge up to Dab Ninja us. For that piece. I got dancing ninjas. No, but you know how hard it is to find dancing ninjas? And then be like making sure they're cute, too.
You never see that.
Never, but we're finding it. Ever since Lady Gaga was here, I feel we have to bring even better game to our 420. You know, like I'm just like somehow when you see like lots of our photos everywhere that all of a sudden we have to just be that much better.
That Lady Gaga appearance still gets traction. Like, I see tweets on it a couple times a week on my feed. Like, all her fans. Some of the fan posts that said she was here have thousands of retweets and likes. And
I learned to read the map before I hit the road.
Dab Ninja. Dab Ninja. Dab Ninja. Dab Ninja.
Hey, yo, I've been high and I've been real low.
I guess the last thing, I don't know what time we're at, but 420 this year is going to be so good. I've begun taking steroids. That's right. I'm on steroids. Taking steroids. I'm hulking up. Totally hulking up for this year's 420. Trying to bulk up, taking some roids. I'm proud to admit it, unlike other athletes. I'm going to be the first athlete to admit that I take steroids. So
it builds up your 420 endurance?
yes, I guess. But I'm taking some steroids to
hasn't
try
the 420 Commission banned steroids in all stoner sports?
Not if you declare that you're on them in advance.
Oh, I see.
Right, you can't.
So disclosure works.
Disclosure works, right? Because you can't ban me from taking another substance. I've made the decision to take the roids to bulk up for the 420. You know, I'm putting it out there, full disclosure.
So you're juicing.
I'm juicing. Totally juicing. Fucking ripped. You know.
Are you like working out with the steroids or just taking the steroids?
Oh, I work out with, I'm doing the Pilates. I'm going to sign up for that yoga. And now, like,
Doesn't that give you an unfair stoner's performance advantage?
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. A lot of young people out there trying to go after my throne and whatnot, so I'm going to have to bring game. This year, I'm full disclosure, though. You know, I think full disclosure makes it okay. People be like, oh, wow, you know, he took steroids. But he was open about it. I think it's upsetting. It's like if Lance Armstrong just was like, yeah, fuck, I took steroids. Okay, man. We understand.
So, like, who's your competition?
Everybody around these days. Holy fuck, there's all sorts of young people. I got a whole guy over there. He's like going to be rolling joints all day. I got these guys. I'm bringing my units. I'm going to smoke. You know how
many letters I get from people who want to be on stage and want to, like, control that stage?
Yeah. And then, like, you send out, like, serious professional comedians other than Mike Rita, who, like, a large crowd of people is a family barbecue. He's okay, but some of the guys, like Cal Bosa's, like, legitimately did, like, 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and was like, I'm done. And it's fair. Even Chris last year looked out on the crowd. I'm like, all right, we're good to go. And Chris was like, I'm not ready yet. And I'm like, we got to go. And then, like, if anybody remembers, we looked at Rita, who'd just come off stage, and I'm like, all right, Rita, we got to go. And he just was like, no, I'm a comedian. I'm a performer. I don't go. I'm like, no, just come back out here, and we'll be okay.
How do you say your name, too? We're having a debate back here.
Who?
Our guest tonight.
Charlo Green.
Is it Char or Char?
Charlo Green.
Charlo? Or Charlo?
Charlo.
Charlo.
Dude, don't get me started. I've been practicing.
Alan said it's definitely not char, like you charred your joint. Or
Charlo Green.
It's Char.
Alan, it's Charlo Green. Do that.
All right.
Fuck, man, you fucked me up. I'm trying to get my stone on here. You just fucked me right up. I've been practicing the word Mantuska all day.
What is it?
I don't fucking get that word either.
Man of what?
Manitusa.
Man of what?
Mantuska.
I don't think you got it.
I don't think so either. Anyways, Alaskan Thunderfuck on the show tonight. Now, we're the only weed organization that was able to put that two together. Like, wait a second, the strain Alaska Thunderfuck. Nobody thought of this? Yeah, we were there. We went there, yeah. So that's up. Alan's in the back. It looks like he's back on point finally. So we're going to make an Olympic-sized joint this year. Like a torch.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Alan, what's going on back there?
Nothing.
Do you want? I'm on steroids for 420. You're on, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. See, he's okay with it. He's like, oh, I got to compete, but not as young as I used to be. And they got me working all day. There's like 18 comedians or something that day. There's like every comedian that's wannabes on there. Holy Christ.
Okay, I'm going to go to a quick commercial, and then we're going to start the show.
I hope it's a commercial for 420.
What can I help you with, bro?
Oh, hello. I'm looking for some purple kush and hash brownies.
Excuse me?
You know, the plant that grows out of the ground.
We only stock the liquid alternative. You know, the kind that leads to violence, social problems, the occasional gruesome death.
It's 2014, man. And you're telling me I have no other choice but to consume these dangerous products?
Dangerous as they may be, they are legal. I tell you what, you looked like a peach cider man when you came in first, but there are some beers over there. They're closer.
Why don't we try one of these old suddaroonies, eh?
Put it down. Put it down, put it down, put it down. Oh. Okay, get out. You gotta get out. Come on.
Sick bastard.
Whoa.
You support these liquor companies
Out.
without any care for your fellow man.
All right, get the fuck out. You gotta go.
What's this? Marijuana seeds? And so many different strains. I think I'm gonna take one of everything.
Crop King Seeds. World-class cannabis seeds. Available online and in stores.
The time now is 4:20 in Vancouver, and that means it's time for the Mernahuana Zone. This week on the show, special guests via Skype, Charlo Green and Big Norm on the couch at 8 o'clock. And we have our usual Crop King Seeds 420 Bud Swap at 8:20. And then we have Bud Buddy Biz, The Wait is Right, sponsored by Bud Buddy and Who Cares Get Dope. Off to you, Matt and Lisa.
Damn. Alan, getting good back there, buddy. Alan's bringing his 420 game. The best part was that Jamie fired off the torch, too, when you did it right behind you. It was great, Jamie. It was so good. It was like, holy fuck, we got fire. He just, like, blasted the torch. Can we include that as part of our show now?
Have like torches in the background.
Just have the torches go off? Not to encourage anyone. Shit, do back there, Jamie. That was a nice fireball. Yeah, only the shenanigans of the Mernahuana Zone.
That Crop King Seeds commercial is crazy as fuck.
I love it.
I think it's nutty.
I love it.
I had to play it.
I heard it was the world's first marijuana commercial.
How is that? Explain.
I don't know. I just heard it was like the first legal marijuana commercial on television.
Huh?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
What television station did it appear on?
I don't know if it was like Super Bowl or what it was, but it was the first.
It wasn't the Super Bowl. That's got to be crazy.
Maybe the CFL Bowl.
Maybe the CFL Grey Cup.
Let's Google it.
Or
Crop
maybe
King
lacrosse, the lacrosse bowl. But it is a great weed commercial.
On YouTube, it says world's first marijuana commercial, Crop King.
Well, you can just call it, I don't know, I think we'll have to look into that, but not to say, you know, our friends.
We got to get Crop King on Skype. Find out.
It's good budget for that, though, man. We don't have the budget for that. That looks like it's like right out of this hour has 22 minutes budget.
He used like CGI effects and everything.
Yeah, we don't have that shit. We don't have that budget.
Well, we have a couple of effects, but they're kind of lame.
Mostly toilet bowl flushing noises and fart noises.
I can make you go on fire and stuff. That kind of thing.
Well, did you see that there's some serious fire in the back there, man? It was great.
Like, look at the screen. Move your arms.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, many can't. I turned it off.
That was fun.
It's kind of lame, but.
No.
What else can we do?
What can we do? Stars and stuff? Let's do stars.
Like Star Wipe?
I don't know.
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it? You refuse to do it?
I refuse to do it.
Refuse to do it.
You got my hopes up.
Do you want to play? Do you just want to play her video, the end the war on us video, and then just go to the interview?
Yeah, it's a pretty epic video. It's a good way to start.
You want to, and then everybody will be on the same page on the interview. But a lot of the guys, everybody's down front's ready to go.
All right, this is a 4-minute video, and she's gonna come on like right at 7:30, anyways, or a little early. So
yeah,
I'll play it.
War being waged every single day, claiming lives of good people and robbing hope from desperate communities. They would like to have us all believe that the war on drugs is anything but a war on you and me. But as I stared down the barrel of a police officer's gun, they made it very clear that the war they're waging is one for power over us. On March 20th, 2015, a battle in the war on drugs was waged in my own home. Anonymous reports were all the Anchorage Police Department needed to knock down my front door, put a gun in my face, and rob me and the 8 medical marijuana card holders on site of our cannabis, computers, and cars, a month after we legalized recreational marijuana. The officer had his hand on the trigger as I, a law-abiding citizen, stared down the receiving end of an assault rifle that my tax dollars paid for. And in that moment, I thought, I've done everything right. In spite of growing up in poverty, I became the first of my 6 brothers and sisters to earn a college degree. I chose positive friends. I haven't had so much as a speeding ticket in the past few years. I've dedicated my life to healing our community with cannabis. And because of that, I have a gun in my face. Because of that, I deserve to die. A plant that has never killed anyone is why my life and the lives of so many others deserve to be cut short. Now, they hoped this would stop us men and women brave enough to stand up and fight for what's right, especially when it's inconvenient. They hoped to use this raid to make an example out of us. Well, as I stand here, a free woman with more fight and faith than ever before, it's clear to see their plan backfired. Now we are going to make an example out of them. The war on drugs is a war on the people, and we are no longer content with being cast as victims in this fight. We are warriors for right, and our army is growing stronger every day thanks to mothers and fathers like Adam Kozler, who was jailed for using medical marijuana to try to save his daughter's life. Young people like Jacob Lavoro, who faced life in prison for pot brownies, and patients like Larry Harvey of the Kettle Falls 5, who are still facing prison time for legally growing their own medical marijuana. Is that justice? We freedom fighters have something they never will: real power. A revolutionary once said that power in defense of freedom is greater than power in behalf of tyranny and oppression, because power, real power, comes from our conviction, which produces action, uncompromising action. The time is now to let them know that we are not willing to compromise when it comes to our freedoms any longer. But if we want to reclaim what is rightfully ours, our freedom, we need more soldiers. So the draft begins. We've allowed our friends and family members to sit in silence while they jail, raid, terrorize, and gun us down. That ends now. Silence in the face of oppression only gives more power to the oppressor. Force the fence-sitters to pick a side with this simple question: do we deserve prison or worse, death over a plant? Force the people that say they love you to choose a side, either sit on theirs or fight on ours. It's time to end the war on the people that they have been dressing up as the war on drugs. And every time us freedom fighters share our truth, pick up a picket sign, attend a rally, or run for office on behalf of liberty and freedom, we strike at the heart of tyranny and get that much closer to winning. Now, as far as my response to the Anchorage Police Department's failed scare tactic, we are preparing to file a lawsuit against the department and each officer that participated in the raid, the judge that signed the baseless warrant, and the state of Alaska for several $1 million, not for the money, but to let them know we ain't playing. And I'm considering running for mayor of Anchorage as a write-in candidate to realign the broken policies that keep our local rates of violence high because cops are too busy threatening to kill medical marijuana patients. We as cannabis users want freedom by any means necessary. We aren't sitting around and waiting for them to give it back. We want freedom by any means necessary, and fuck it, we're taking it now.
Woo.
Awesome.
Amazing.
So that is our upcoming guest, Charlo Green from Alaska. She's got some powerful words to say. And people should, I'm fired up for this one. On the fast lane to 420. So good one. Let the Skype make the call there. And Chris has done really well working. We're excited about this interview opportunity, as always, with all our guests, especially the Skype international guests, to find out first thing what's happening in Alaska. Lots of exciting things since marijuana has been legalized there. Legalized. You know.
So marijuana is legalized, but Charlo's dispensary just got raided last week, so...
Right, because she's outside the time frame of when you're allowed to engage in that type of industry, I think. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing, but yes, it's not quite as easy as, you know, walking into a store and buying weed. They're setting up. That said, we'll have other exciting Alaska news because we were out there looking stuff around. And we called it, and we're going to talk about it, but there's a guy in Alaska, wait for it, 420 Bud Swabbers, who has posted on the community forum that he is prepared to trade his Quirkle for someone else's marijuana strains. That's right. And that is legal. He even explains in the post, I don't want cash. There'll be no trading of money.
So trading is illegal in Alaska now?
You can trade your bud for someone else's bud in Alaska.
But Charlo's dispensary got raided. It's like ridiculous that you can just trade it, but, you know, why can't you sell it if it's legal for adult use now?
No.
We're going to have to find out.
No, we're going to find out what's going on, but, you know, the man likes to get involved. Excuse me. Because the man owns the filthy lucre. They got the money. And, you know, as long as it's playing with their money, we own the monopoly board. You're going to trade in weed, we get our cut, we get all this. What do you mean you just want to trade a sack of weed with someone else's sack of weed? Where's the capitalists in that? You just want to sample it with other people. I bet you by the end of the month, that guy's like Dion over there and's got like 30 strains, a small kit, shows up places. You know, what do you want to trade? Trade you for that? You know, because if you had good quality nug versus someone who didn't have as good a quality, then you could do volume versus good, and then you could trade that volume, and you maybe get into some shatter with it, and you can go all over the map. All of a sudden, you're walking around with the upper limits of what you're legally allowed to have and just sampler size. You know, you have like that doctor bag, the full doctor bag, you unzip and it opens. What are you looking for? It's all labeled. Dion's living it. He's there. He is. It's like, I'm going to Alaska this summer, man. I'm going to Alaska.
It's not just Alaska. I think it's D.C., Colorado. Like, there's a lot of states that you can trade in.
We've looked into that there is a in Washington, D.C., the trading, though, you can't trade weed for anything. It's like an apple pie. You can't do that.
But you can give it away, right?
But you can give it away.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, to keep track of it all.
It is next to impossible to keep track of it. That's why we have a chat room for facts. Goodwin's making a couple Skype arrangements over there, I guess. So
working on it.
Working on it?
Yeah.
All right. Reach out and touch someone. What's that weed look like? Or what's the shatter look like under just looking at with the loop. All right. Looks pretty nice. So that's 420 bud swap. That's coming up at 8:20. Trade your marijuana with someone else's marijuana. And well, apparently there's lots of people watching for this interview, so we're you know.
Charlo, where are you?
Yeah,
We'll find her. We'll get her on.
We'll get her on. We also have a phone number, so we've learned that lesson too. Well, I'm ready to swear. I don't know about you guys. Do some swearing. Did outswear the Trailer Park Boys. So, I'll try and not swear as much. Don't forget, we'll be taking questions from the chat, and I'll accept questions via Twitter. So, am I showing out for a coffee or something? I don't know. All right.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But we'll talk about this story in Alaska anyways on this guy who's trading bud. This cannabis exchange guy. All right, so here we go. The guy's name's Larry. L-A-R-I. So he's Haynes pot grower proposes cannabis exchange in light of new law. The cannabis exchange is a way to get pot growers and smokers together to share experiences. I just saw this as a way to break the ice and say, hey people, we don't have to hide indoors. We don't have to look when the cops drive by. We don't have to spray air freshener when they open the door. Larry, who goes by the nickname Bear, grows 6 plants in his home. You can tell when you walk in the door, the smell of marijuana permeates the place. His son is in the kitchen tending to the plants. He's currently working with Quercle. He averages about 3/4 of an ounce, maybe an ounce of usable pot per plant. Yeah, if you're growing Quercle, I can say that. He smokes about an ounce of pot a week. Use it in smoothies. So he wants to basically, this guy, Larry, or the Bear, would like to trade marijuana with people.
Yeah, just like how neighbors share vegetables.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So he posted on a community forum, the community pages of a local newspaper. You know.
So he's in Alaska?
He's in Alaska. When you meet him, if you bring a couple nugs, I'm going to give you a couple nugs. We're just trading pot. We're just exchanging pot, he says.
So I got Charlo on. I'm just setting up the shot, and then
Cool.
we're going to go to her any minute.
All right. So this dude, Goodwin, you see, how do you just...
I love the bud trading in Alaska. That's awesome.
And he posted it online. He's like, give me a call. I want to trade weed with you.
Say hi to Charlo.
Hey, Charlo, how are you?
Charlo. Welcome to the show.
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing actually really well.
Pretty good.
I'm smoking M39. The classic gets you there. Lisa's got one of the dab pens going.
Yeah, we're smoking some
Very
CO2
nice.
oil.
So, now we're doing great. Talk to us about...
I'm rolling up. Trying to join you guys. Trying to get on your level. Give me a minute.
Perfect. We did an introduction and we explained that, in my perspective, and we'll lead with Lisa's, but my perspective is that your sort of announcement, provocative announcement on a major network in Alaska saying, fuck it, I quit on air on a marijuana story, was what it took to wake up people to the fact that Alaska was having a very important vote in an off-presidential election year, which is notoriously low, on the issue of marijuana legalization. You threw the topic into the national and, by way, international spotlight. And that's how, we got you here today, and we're really excited to have you on. And Lisa made an interesting point, and we'll get you to say it one more time there.
Yeah, so it's so inspiring to have you on the show, Charlo. Thank you so much for, hanging out with us on air. To me, it's so inspiring to have you as a role model for the movement, as a woman of color that's doing this work, as an entrepreneur. It's really inspiring to have you as like the face of legalization in Alaska. So welcome to the show, and we're so excited to hear more about what's going on in your fight for freedom.
So, I guess my question to you, being a professional media person, making the video we just saw and talking about marijuana, is it becoming very easy for you now?
Is talking about weed becoming more easy?
Yeah, and being professional, like having that video that's very professional. Is it? How does your media training paid off?
Tremendously. I don't think I or anyone could have expected what would come after fuck it, I quit. And so just knowing the different things that media people will try to throw at you to try and trip you up in what you say so they can run with that tiny little quote, taking you completely out of context. I've been able to avoid a lot of media mishaps thanks to my years and years and years on the other side of the camera. So it's been invaluable having my media training and moving forward with all of this.
So basically, you know, they're throwing curveballs at you and trying. That's what I was wondering was going to happen after you said that. Fuck it, I quit. Whether your media was going to carry on, and you saw it in the YouTube video. How long, if you don't mind me asking, how long did something like that take you to make? Because it was so professionally done.
An afternoon.
Right.
Like, this is the sort of thing that I did every single day. As a news reporter, it's nowhere near as glamorous as people think. So for the most part, when you're earning your stripes, you are shooting, you are editing, you are the person on camera, you're the person that produces everything top to bottom. So that was something that I did literally every day for years, and it didn't really take too much for me to go ahead and do it. Only this was sending out my message as opposed to doing a news story on whatever.
Right. And does it... How much more weed do you smoke now when you do these things?
I smoke a lot of weed. I smoke way more weed than I did before, but I still don't smoke anywhere near as much as, say, Snoop or something like that. Like, I can't even finish a single blunt or joint on my own, which I probably shouldn't even be saying.
It must be so
Wait,
nice
hold on
to
a
be
minute.
out
Let's
of
go
the
back there.
closet,
You can, so you're a lightweight.
I'm not a lightweight. Like, when it comes down to it, I never tap out because that's terrible, terrible look. So I'll keep on smoking. I will just function a lot less. The more I smoke, the more I am that log on the couch, which isn't that much fun for me. So I just take it in stride, and I like staying a nice level of high throughout the day.
We were discussing earlier if Snoop Dogg actually smokes as much weed as he claims to, because we don't think he does. So
I think so. I'll be finding out in a week or so when I go down to California to touch base with him and be real, actually. So that should be really, really, like, I am so over the moon about meeting the dog father. Are you kidding me? No. I'll let you know.
All right.
That's amazing. Are you going to film? Are you going to be on the show?
Are you doing
Of course.
Yeah, that's
like
so
with
great.
With my Charlo Green persona, I take my reporting skills along with me. So whenever anything of note is happening that I think you guys would be interested in seeing, I make sure to share it with you because you guys are why I'm here today.
Nice.
Amazing. Can't wait to see that.
Let's go back to your... Well, yeah. I don't know. I think he's a lightweight. See if you can get him to smoke like a quarter pound.
I'll see if I'm like alive after that to even be able to tell you the tale. Because if he's smoking a quarter pound, I'm not tapping out. I'm not doing it.
All right. I'm curious. I don't think he does smoke as much weed as he I don't know. I'm just saying, Goodwin. I'm just saying. Anywho, talk to me about getting busted in Alaska recently. We saw, they raided where you're at. What's going on? Like, I thought marijuana was legal in Alaska.
So did I. Well, we legalized medical marijuana back in 1998, but the state gutted the medical marijuana laws so that no dispensaries were legal. You couldn't sell or buy, even if you had a medical card. you couldn't even gift it. So what this recreational law did was allow the transfer of up to 1 ounce between adults 21 and up. And so that made the medical marijuana law real, which has allowed my club to prosper. So what the police did was take anonymous reports and use that to use a battering ram to bust down my front door, knock out all of our security cameras, and put huge guns in my face and in the faces of all of the other medical marijuana card holders on site while they robbed all of us. Wow. So we're filing a lawsuit. It was wrong from top to bottom. Even people that don't support me necessarily know that this is not what we voted for. We voted for this sort of thing to not continue happening. So everyone is incensed. I'm filing a lawsuit, and the city, the state, everyone involved is going to pay dearly.
Right. That's amazing. And you're thinking about running for mayor as well?
I'm considering it. I mean, the fact that we lost so many teachers this past year. So many of the municipal departments are hurting, and they're using, the raid on my home, my legal cannabis club, cost the municipality at least $100,000. Right now, they're operating with 40 officers less than they need to be, and they sent 10 to my home to do what? Exactly. Aside from terrorize a legitimate business to send a message.
To
That's
you,
wrong.
right? Is
And
that the
fact
person they
that
want to
the
send a
mayor is the
message
first
to?
that controls these departments. Something needs to be done.
Okay. Is that you said send a message, and that can be interpreted 2 ways. A message can be sent publicly, but a message can also be sent directly to you. Do you think that's what was intended there? Is we'll raid, even though we know the charges won't proceed, and we'll clean you out? Is it designed to try and quiet you, do you think?
No, absolutely. What they did was they took everyone's cell phones, all of our computers, all of our vehicles, even the keys to our house. And I think in spite of them knowing they weren't going to be able to press charges, they can hold on to that sort of thing for years and years and years, as long as they say an investigation is still ongoing. So what this was meant to do was to trip us up, to slow us down, to discourage us so that we couldn't continue on with what we meant to do, which is provide a safe access point for medical patients in the state of Alaska. Well, unfortunately for them, we have a huge following, and we provide a service to a desperate community. So our members showed up the next day in droves, offering to help replace anything that we could have possibly needed. And here we are, a week later, completely back up and running, and that only took 24 hours, less than 24 hours, thanks to our community support and the outrage that their raid sparked.
Well, obviously, and that's the one thing.
To get rid of this.
That something people don't understand is when a raid happens, the opposite of the police intention to quiet happens. It's sort of like did you see this? Like the marijuana plant, if in some plants, not all plants, if you cut the top of the plant, you get multiple nodes, multiple growths. Did you see that? Have more people come out of the cannabis closet because of this raid to support you?
No, absolutely. Now, when I first hit the scene, fuck it, I quit is what most people know me by. And a lot of people that doesn't
people
really
actually
like
stop
too
you?
well. Huh?
Do people stop and say, hey, fuck it, I quit? Like shout it at you and stuff? No, that
all
can't
the
be.
time. It doesn't even matter the setting. I could be like picking my goddaughter up from elementary school. It is so inappropriate sometimes, but I still appreciate it. You know, can't really knock them.
That's hilarious. That's also wrong, but so wrong. Okay. That. Huh.
I don't even remember where we left off. But yes, fuck it, I quit is yelled.
I was gonna ask. Okay, Erin's got a question.
I just had a quick question. How long before you said "fuck it, I quit" were you thinking and planning to do it? And did any of your coworkers or anyone know you were going to do it ahead of time?
Well, no one that I worked with knew I was going to do it ahead of time. Absolutely not. In spite of the fact that a couple of people lost their jobs because people assumed they knew, which is extremely unfair, and that is probably the only regret that I have as far as my actions are concerned with the "fuck it, I quit." But I established the business on 4/20 of 2014, and I knew the first day we went online and like created a Facebook page. In Alaska, social media and all that stuff isn't too big. Like, it's not a need to have thing like it is in a lot of other places. So we were expecting maybe 20 likes, 30 likes or something. But within the first 24 hours, we had hundreds, if not more than 1,000 likes. And the messages we were getting from the patients across the state saying this is something they've needed for so long. I knew in that moment I couldn't sustain having a career as a journalist and doing it to my full capacity and also serving the needs of this community. So it was simple for me to decide to help save lives as opposed to tell stories.
Oh.
That's so inspiring. How many months have you been open? Or has it been over almost a year?
We had our grand opening of the brick and mortar facility, the Alaska Cannabis Clubhouse, on February 24th, but the business itself has existed since April 20th of last year. So we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
So do you have any celebrations planned? Big party?
Absolutely. Yes. We threw this massive party in this beautiful mansion for legalization day with everyone just coming in and watching the vote and watching history happen. And now that we legalized recreational use, we're having that party part 2, our first legal 420. So we're having a cannabis competition for all of the growers in Alaska that have been hiding in the closet and have been, you know, just taking a lot of, everyone has pride in their grows here in Alaska. We can't do outdoor grows because it's freaking freezing. So everyone tends to their plants. It's all indoor, super
well, you know, if you
cared for, nurtured, all of that stuff. So we're having a competition on 4/18, and the winner will be announced on 4/20 on our birthday.
Do you find there's more marijuana grown indoors in Alaska because of the lack of sunshine out there, that everybody's got like a 400, 600, or 1,000 watt closet going on? Is that how because 6 plants, a lot of people have, apparently we just read about 6 plants. So what's up with that? Like, is it common?
Well, it's a lot more common for way more than 6 plants. The Constitution of Alaska protects all adults growing up to 24 plants. So it's more common for people to have 4,000 watt closets in their homes in Alaska.
That's liberty right there.
I could do 24, man. 24 and trading. We could have weed swap every week. We'd all grow different strains and then just have an open market where we trade the strains with each other.
We got to bring that to Canada.
Yeah.
For sure.
Living the life.
So what kind of strains are up for awards this year? You guys have some pretty famous strains, like we were talking about. How do you pronounce it?
I think it's Mantuska.
The Matanuska. No, not Matanuska. Please, oh gosh, whenever you guys come and visit the Alaska Cannabis Club, do not, just MTF is all you need to call it. If you can't pronounce Mantuska Thunderfuck, call it MTF. We'll take care of you. We'll get you super high with it. But don't mispronounce it. It is offensive to every grower in Alaska.
Did you get that, Mernagh? Are you going to get it?
Yeah, I got it. But here's a question for you. If I have Alaska Thunderfuck, but it's grown in the Okanagan Valley of BC, is that then Okanagan Valley Alaska Thunderfuck? Like, is it named after a valley, or is it named after a strain? Is it the strain? It is the strain of weed.
It's the genetics itself. I mean, this was a strain that was grown way back when, around the 70s. And so anyone claiming to have it would need to have been growing it for at least 20 years or have gotten it from someone that was growing it that long ago. So this is one of those mythical kind of unicorn Loch Ness monster weed strains. So we get a bunch of different types of Mantuska Thunderfucks from our members coming in, and all of them are slightly different. But for the most part, the weed smokers that we have in the club that sample all of these different strains are able to say, that's exactly how that made me feel 30 years ago when it was a verifiable Mantuska Thunderfuck.
Wow.
Now, it is a strain of lore and legend, the Thunderfuck, and it's not in my guidebook or anything. We're gonna have to go out there and try it.
You will have to come out. We've had probably 6 or 7 different types of Mantuska Thunderfucks come through the Alaska Cannabis Club, and all of them have been super, super dank.
Okay.
So come through and I'll take care of you.
Are they primarily, I guess, most of your, it's all indoor hydroponic then, right? Like indoor grown. Like, what's the grow season like outdoors?
There is no such thing as an outdoor grow season. Not that I know of, and I know everything as far as it comes to Alaska cannabis. So everyone does it indoor. It's all hydroponically. Everyone has their tents and all of that stuff because we don't have that option of growing it outside unless you just want to come out on a frosty morning and see all of your hard work like frozen to death. And I don't know if you guys have grown weed yourselves personally, but temperature is a big factor, and we just can't afford to play with Alaskan weather. You guys would know.
I would know. I'm trying to
here,
picture it in my. I think, Dan, 45-day flowering and if auto seed.
Couldn't you get away with an autoflower ruderalis? Yeah.
There's Russian.
We're gonna find out.
There's Russian ruderalis in the Mantuska Thunderfuck. There's actually Russian ruderalis in it, Goodwin. So if it autos.
We have some of our members that are planning on experimenting a little bit with whether or not they can grow it outdoor, but up until this point, it hasn't been that legal. In spite of our Supreme Court rulings and all of that stuff saying that we are protected by the Constitution, the police, just like they did to me a month after we legalized recreational weed, could still bust into your home if they felt like it, which is wrong. So people, when they are undertaking adding a new strain to their garden, aren't necessarily going to go for playing games or gambling, so much as when it coming outdoors and just seeing if it'll, people in Alaska, for the most part, don't really have time for that. Like, we have indoor grows that cost a lot of money to maintain, and so it just has to be a lot smarter as opposed to experimenting like they might be doing out in your area or out in California, where it's a lot more liberal approach to enforcing marijuana. But up here, it's just not really worth it at this point.
Jeremiah's in the chat saying cannabis culture is going up to Alaska probably to see this ladies' club.
Oh, nice.
How much is the weed when they get there?
Well, it all depends, but we don't necessarily sell weed, and that's about as far as I'm willing to talk about that.
Okay, just in general then, what are the prices in Alaska?
It's general street value. I think down in Cali or Oregon, you could get, Oregon, those weed prices are so low. But in Cali, around $40 an eighth is what you can expect. Same out in Colorado for the most part. The weed prices are stable across the nation, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as my knowledge stretches.
It's
consistent quality up here, and that's the difference. The weed is just generally better up here, so your $40 eighth is going to be way better than a $40 eighth you might get in Texas. That's guaranteed. We don't have bad weed in Alaska.
Don't have bad weed in Alaska.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Sounds like we have to go.
What property? We see the police took some property, the cars and stuff. Was that your Jeep that they took? Like
that was my Jeep.
That was your Jeep? So the cops.
That was my Jeep.
Oh, that's so sad.
What was that like? What was the experience? Because you're interviewing and the cops are jacking your Jeep essentially, and you're being interviewed and you didn't lose your composure. Stepping back from it now.
It's the media training again, but it sucked, especially because here I am holding a search warrant and reading the description of the vehicle to seize, and my Jeep is nowhere on it. The license plate doesn't match it, nothing. And I show this to the officer, and he says, well, we're going to take your Jeep anyway, because we can do that. We'll eventually get a correct search warrant, and then you can see about getting your Jeep back. But we're taking it right now, regardless of whether it's covered in the search warrant or not. So that it was like, welcome to America.
Oh God, that's awful. So are you the only dispensary in town? Like, do people have anywhere else to go?
No, they have nowhere else to go except for my club. So it's like That's another thing that you have to ask is what were they hoping to accomplish with this raid? Were they hoping to send Alaska's 2,000 plus medical marijuana patients registered with the states back into back alleys? What was the win in trying to shut my organization down?
Well,
there was none. It was a scare tactic and a failed one at that.
What did they even charge you with, like, officially?
Nothing.
Oh, geez. So
not a goddamn thing. They would have to be breaking. I would have to be breaking the law in order to be charged for a crime. But the fact that they came in here and took everything and aren't able to charge me only proves that the raid in the first place was bullshit. And now they're going to have to fucking pay.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
So you're fundraising right now for your lawsuit, correct?
Well, the fundraiser, I mean, we only set out to raise like $1 with it. It's more of a place where we can keep people up to date and constantly have the new turn of events as far as that goes. And if anyone does want to support them, that's a way for them to. But ultimately, that's a website so you can stay apprised of what is happening as far as the fight for freedom and fairness here in Alaska.
Right. How hard is it to get back on your feet after they've taken your Jeep? Have you, like, these are things not easily replaced, and that's the idea. Like, how, other than you were able to reset some of that, but in terms of personal loss of property, how setbacking has that been?
Well, we actually had we're allowed to grow 24 plants per person or per residence. And so the clubhouse is actually housed between two duplexes. So in one residence, there were 9 plants, and in another, there were about 17, all completely legal. Otherwise, I'd be in jail. And those 17 plants upstairs, half of them were actually clones we were planning on giving away to medical marijuana patients that were club members so they could grow their own medicine. And the other half were mother plants that we were cutting clones off of in order to give them away to our card holders to, again, grow their own medicine. So just getting the mother garden to a place where it was able to give off that and continue to prosper and all of that stuff took months and months and months. So, yeah, again, if you've ever grown weed, you know, time is something that you just can't get around. And growing weed takes freaking forever. So yeah, it's the loss of months of work and potentially tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in pot.
Well, just as you said, the setback in time. I mean, like, once you lose your moms and your plant setup, and having to start over, you're months and months behind. So
exactly.
Yeah, people.
Exactly. So we're fortunate enough to. This is a collective, and our members came through the very next day. Everything they took was replaced in a matter of 24 to 48 hours. So that's where we're fortunate. But most people that are rated are not in the same situation as us. Most people would have it swept under a rug. Most people would just randomly be thrown into jail for trumped up charges, but because I am fortunate enough to be in the public eye, at least during this trial, they're now thinking about their next steps as opposed to just rushing in like they did with the bullshit ass raid.
Nice.
All right. So what are you planning within the next year in Alaska? What is your plan for where you're at in terms of like overgrowing the government and going forward?
Well, we're actually introducing a new series of classes where we share like the secret formula that I came up with that has allowed my organization to flourish. So we're going to be doling out how to start a cannabis club 101 and encouraging other people to go ahead and set up shop. The more of us that exist, the less likely they are to mess with us. So what we're doing is giving people the tools they need so they can get in a position where they feel confident enough to go ahead and do what they feel they should be doing as far as serving the medical marijuana community. Beyond that, we have the Alaska Cannabis Bowl, which is scheduled 4/18 and 4/20 of this year. That's Alaska's first cannabis competition and the Alaska Cannabis Club's 1-year anniversary. And then moving forward, we're planning on opening up another clubhouse location, which will be like a dry bar where there's no liquor or anything, but people can come in and vape up or toke up if they want and not feel obligated to just like get hammered with poisonous alcohol every weekend, like all of us are so accustomed to thinking is okay, even though we all know it's not. So yeah, there are a lot of projects on the horizon. We have our Marijuana Mafia clothing coming out. We have more Alaska Cannabis Club gear. We have hemp heels. It's a lot. We're in a really, really fortunate position to have a lot of opportunities, and we're going toward them, all of them, full force ahead.
Right.
Amazing. So can you get the Cannabis Club t-shirts online? The Alaskan one?
You absolutely. Absolutely. Head to akcannabisclub.com/shop. And you should be able to find our shop from there, and you can get your gear. We'll ship it on out to you and represent Alaska and cannabis all in one.
Nice.
Do you feel, I guess, you've put your state on the map in terms of the cannabis movement, in terms of cannabis scene? Geez, where was I going with that? Where? How big do you think it will be? Like, how many people are going to come out to this class? And like, do you think people are inspired to continue to get things going?
Absolutely. I mean, I get emails every day from people saying I inspired them to go ahead and share with their neighbors or their coworkers that they smoke pot, and so what? Like forcing them to say, yeah, no, I liked you before, and now that I know you smoke pot, I don't like you any less. It doesn't make you any less of a human being. So I know that people are doing that every day. I just got another email today from someone saying that they quit their job with "fuck it, I quit" to their boss's face, and that I inspired them to do that, which is so cool.
Dude, you totally inspired me too. I would love to say "fuck it, I quit" and just do cannabis for the rest of my life. Like, so inspiring.
Well,
it is so crazy to be
somebody
in this,
down
like,
front
to
just
think
said
that,
they
like,
work
life
tomorrow. I think they're going to say that.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to inspire a lot of people to quit their jobs and just do it.
I think, I mean, weed is a great business to be in. It's like steel or the .com bubble or whatever the next big thing any generation gets. This is our generation's time. If you want to get into something, right now is the time for you to do it, and it's in the cannabis industry. And it doesn't even need to be directly involved. Like this, what we're doing right here is obviously a great business venture. This is so cool. I'm sure everyone out in the audience thinks so too. But there's so much opportunity in this industry. If you can, get away from your bullshit job and go and follow your passion, especially if your passion includes cannabis. You're going to win.
Exactly. So I think we'll leave on that. Let's just leave on that. That's good. Let's leave on that. Yeah. Yeah, let's leave on that. Yeah. Ricky says, yeah, clap. Thanks for coming on the Mernahuana Zone tonight. It's lively here at Vapor Central.
Thanks, Charlo.
Goodwin, do we have this camera you can show? Hold on, we're gonna. There we go. Bong rip.
There we go.
There we
camera.
go. Oh, we don't have a. We don't have a crowd cam. But thanks for coming on our show and doing a bong rip. Cheers.
Thanks for having me. Cheers. Have a great day, y'all.
Thanks for coming on. We love you here. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's great. Go figure, fucking Alaska's got legal marijuana. Fucking Alaska. What the fuck are we got wrong? What's wrong with us?
We're
Look at us.
there.
There's like 100 of us in a lounge smoking weed. Do we have legal weed? Fuck, think what we would have if we had legal fucking weed. It'd be fucking crazy if we had legal weed, man. Just be. Amsterdam. 24 strains. Do you imagine what bud swap? You would have 24 different kinds too. Everybody grow 24 fucking plants. You should be, 24 plants. Let's not accept anything less. Crazy. Fucking go to a park, just trade weed with your buddies. Hang out in lounges like we do. Man, that'd be the life.
I feel like it wouldn't actually be that different.
No, it wouldn't be that different.
I think we're already doing it.
No, I think so. Well, but it's not legal though. If it was legal, we'd all breathe even easier and we'd be even more shenanigans. I think if it was legal, then we'd be just like, yeah, now the shenanigans are really on. Like, because weed's not legal, we're not allowed to sell marijuana out of the booth at 420 this year. Right? No dab booth, right? But if it was legal, fuck. You'd have like a half dozen booths. One guy would be like, I want 6 booths just to put up dab units. Okay. Weed was legal. Like, fuck, 30,000 people show up at Yonge and Dundas Square. Man. So that's what the difference is.
I kind of feel, though, like when weed becomes legal, that's when you're not allowed to, like, vape outside anymore. Like Colorado, weed is legal, but you can't vape anywhere. You can't vape in stores or events or in public places.
You can't get high in the Mile High Stadium.
Colorado is jealous of our vape lounges right now.
That's true, yep.
Right now.
You guys, they don't even have a 420. They don't even have a 420 smoke out there.
Is Alaska having a smoke out?
Well, Charlo is doing her thing that she talked about. And then
her mansion party.
There's a smoke out we were talking about earlier. There's this. It's not. It's the 420 that's not. Whoever. It's an embarrassment. Is what it is. Let's just be honest. Capital City cannabis celebration to be pot free.
So that's in Washington, D.C.?
No, Capital City, Alaska.
Capital City, Alaska.
The only thing that will be missing from an upcoming cannabis celebration in Juneau is cannabis. Organizers of the Southeast Alaska Cannabis It's almost an embarrassment to read this story. Say they want to get people together in Juneau to celebrate the legalization of recreational marijuana, which became official February 24th. And the quote from this dude is like, we got like 8 bands. Bro, we got like 3 pounds of weed to give away.
It doesn't sound as cool.
It doesn't sound nearly as cool. The event is being sponsored by Rainforest Farms, a marijuana grow business that Juneau brothers James and Giono Barrett hope to start once commercialization regulations are in place. They hope it destigmatizes recreational marijuana use in the community.
But you can't smoke, so you can listen to all the bands, but you can't smoke any pot.
Clearly Fish isn't playing.
No.
Hootie and the Blowfish? Nope. No weed. It's an embarrassment.
Yeah, the sacrifices we make.
Oh. I'm just saying. You know where all the weed will be smoked outside at 420 and around the world will be in Toronto. It's going to happen. So.
Who do you think smokes more weed, Toronto or Vancouver?
I don't.
For 420.
It's hard to pick their place. They're in such a tiny spot. And like in a, it's hard to get accuracy from them. All I can say is what I know here is, we get more official city-like numbers. A big haze goes up. All I can say is like, holy fuck, there's a big haze that goes up.
Nice.
Well, more on Vancouver troubles after the weed wait is right. So after 9:20.
He's texting me what time he's on. I'm not sure if you can wait around that long, but we'll see.
Like after the 9 and yeah, because Big Norm's here.
I know.
He's up next.
I know.
He's here.
And we got Crop Kicking Seeds 420 Bud Swap next.
That's right. So that's the order. Is Bud Swap, Norm, and then that'll bring us to our next segment of weediness. The weed is right, and then Jeremiah. Perfect. Fuck.
Sounds good.
Amateur hour or something up here? It's not our first rodeo. So, man, that was a good interview.
Yeah, she's so inspiring.
That was, she looked like that X-Men character. She not look like that X-Men character?
Storm.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying it in the chat room.
Fucking amazing.
Apparently, gray hair is in.
I'm looking forward to growing mine out then. I don't know.
It looked more blue to me.
Yeah, it's a blue-gray.
Blue-gray, smoky blue-gray or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Get her back on and ask her what that is.
I've just asked my hairstylist on the 18th of April what's going on when I get done up.
Nice.
Gray's in, eh? Maybe I'll get highlights. Highlight the gray.
You could go all gray.
No.
No? Purple?
No, I don't know.
Green?
No. Not young anymore.
Oh.
Okay. So, I think the next story, what's the next story on the list? Cannabis exchange, cannabis exchange.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, we can go for 7 minutes on this story.
Oh, the world's biggest hot box?
Yes. The world's biggest hot box has currently been set by the Jakarta Police Department. Yeah, man. Fucking Jakarta cops. Like, I don't know who thinks of this. But they did. And I've been researching this. This needs, like, Vice needs to cover this a bit. Because I can't determine how much weed has gone up in smoke in this village. Residents of Tangerang, Jakarta, reportedly suffered from mild headaches and other mild side effects following the destructions of a large amounts of illegal drugs on Saturday by Jakarta police. Okay. Listen to this bonfire that gets started by these idiots. They start with weed. Apparently, like, it's like in the tonnage. It's like 3 tons. Right? So they start a big weed bonfire. There's some of it. There's the bonfire of weed.
That looks like a lot of hash, too. Maybe
Looks
it's
like a lot of hash, too.
heroin.
So they get... I'm not making this story up, either. They get this hash weed bonfire going, and they got the guys who have done the crime to watch them burn it. Okay, I kid you not. They're getting them high, right? Unbeknownst to these cops, they're getting the convicts high, the town high. But wait, while this 3 kilo bonfire is going, some cop gets the bright idea to throw 100 pounds of crystal meth on there.
Apparently it was $2 million worth of crystal meth.
Sorry,
Why would you put that in a fire?
$2 million.
Who would do that? It's gotta be a huge explosion.
You just toss that on the fire? Hey, man, the weed fire's going pretty good. Yeah, I got this crystal meth we confiscated at the airport. Let's fucking chuck that on there. I think that's a really good idea.
They burnt all the drugs. Everyone got so
In The Simpsons, they added barber hair, I think, and then everyone didn't like the smoke that was being produced from the drug burning.
Apparently it was giving residents headaches.
I guess The Simpsons, yeah, I guess that would happen.
No, I mean, like,
That's a
locals
lot of
and
meth.
journalists covering the blaze reported feeling buzzed, dizzy, and unusual.
3.3 tons of marijuana. And a whole bunch of, what'd you say?
Ecstasy and crystal meth.
Ecstasy and crystal
For
meth.
good times.
Yeah, pretty awesome combination.
That's so wicked. You know, you don't see the weed guy making videos like that. Hey, I got some PHO going. He's done, man. He's like world's biggest hot box. 60 grams of PHO. Nope. 3.3 tons.
That's gotta be a huge explosion.
And so, after weeks of painstakingly searching this rugged area the size of Wales, finally some kind of reward. As behind me, the soldiers gather and burn huge piles of coca leaves and marijuana. The drug barons themselves may have escaped the net this time, but their evil wares have not. And I think you better cut there. Behind me, smoke, soldiers burning drugs. There, soldiers, behind me, soldiers, rugged soldiers, the size of whales,
Like really rolling
burning
now.
drugs. Painstakingly. Behind me, painstaking barons burningly drug soldiers in huge piles of whale nets. All right, that's the one, Jerry. Hey, let's go for a curry.
10, 10, 20, 20, 30.
You don't make that stuff up. You don't sit in the Comedy Central area. You don't sit in the staff. Hey, you know what'd be a great skit tonight on the show is if we did. You can't make that up. That actually happened.
Yeah, no, it's actually real life. It's incredible.
It's incredible how entertaining real life can be when it comes to the war on drugs.
Seriously.
Man, crystal meth. Just throw it right on there.
Yeah, it's probably enough to get like all the villages high.
People were erect. So what are you doing today? Oh, they're taking me out there to watch my 100 kilos worth of weed that they caught go up. That'd be a good day out of jail, really. You got to watch us burn your weed stash. Can I be downwind of that? This was good. Well worth going to jail over.
Just like change all the cops' mind. They're like, oh, this feels really good. Maybe this shouldn't be illegal anymore.
No. Reminds me of the Rosie Robotham story when they called evidence of Robotham's hash. It was going around the courtroom and he actually took a hunk of it and ate it. Rosie Robotham, Canada's happy hashish smuggler, when he was busted, allegedly in the courtroom while they were looking at the hash as evidence, when he had an opportunity, he just sort of reached over and fucking. Whew. I heard that story like in the courtroom.
The time now is 4:20 in Alaska, and that means it's time for the Crop King Seeds 420 Bud Swap. If you want to swap weed with someone in the room, bring up a gram and trade it with a bud.
Yeah, bud form only. Sorry, sir.
So we do this bud
Every
swap
week, though.
Every week at 8:20 on the Mernahuana Zone. So you can bring up, these are chunks of hash, PKH, Purple Kush hash, California Orange in this baggie, Tahoe OG. It's got them all labeled for so I won't forget.
It does look nicely labeled.
So that's Ghost OG hash. This is Grape God up here. Alien OG. Critical Mass. So Critical Mass, Grape God, Alien OG. We've got Tahoe OG. What's this one again? California Orange, Purple Kush, and hash. Ghost OG hash. Interested in the what one was that? California Orange for the Alien OG. You guys are both okay with that? All right, grab your buds. First swap of the night. And then Brendan's got his Grape God. He was looking at the Tahoe. I don't know if he's interested in it. Are you interested in his grape god? So grape god for the Tahoe. You guys are both okay with that? All right. Quick swaps. And then there's critical mass. Are you interested in hash? There's the Ghost OG and the Purple Kush. Those 3 critical mass buds for those 2 chunks of Purple Kush hash. So he sized down and you're still okay? All right, so the hash for those buds, critical mass. Erin's got the first 3 swaps of the night. And we still have critical mass on the board, and then there's the Ghost OG hash and the Purple Kush hash. And what kind of bud? An unknown. It looks nice and dense. So we do this swap here every week on the Mernahuana Zone, and it's the only time we allow people to trade and swap. You're not normally allowed to, and it all happens on camera up on stage. Yeah, there's never any pressure. You can size up, size down, pull out. It's a good chance to get a variety of different strains. Are you guys interested at all in the critical mass for this unknown? What's that? Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, you can just put it however much you want to trade, and then people decide what they think's worth it. Careful. So you want to trade this amount? And so how much do you want for that? Those for those? Are you guys okay with that? Everyone okay? All right, grab the critical mass, and you've got the unknowns. Good swapping. So we still have this unknown, then there's the Ghost OG hash and the Purple Kush hash. Dion's about to enter the game. He's got some shatter and bud and hash or wax, or all kinds of things. Who knows, Dion, once you put stuff down, you might bring more interest out. What kind is that? Pink is down here in the center. Then we've got unknown. I think here's some shatter, yes. A slab. That is Erin's. He's just gone back to, I think, restock. You've got 2 slabs, and then what, do you know the strain? Whoa. I don't remember either. I retain the information of the bud swap for a certain amount of time, but within like 24 hours it doesn't stay. But it's all on camera, so maybe yeah, drop sour diesels on the board. Pink sour diesel unknown. There's some shatter. The sour diesel, Dion was asking about the shatter. I don't know if you have. And what strains? Pardon? Master Purple Kush is in the middle. What's this one? Whose is this one? Sour diesel. Is this someone's? Does anyone know whose one's? Oh, that's yours. Is that California orange? California orange. There's master purple. Master purple interest. You guys are okay too? All right. So this purple kush hash and the pink bud is swapped. That's yours now, Erin. Hey, Erin. So this bud of California orange, these guys, master purple, are interested. It might already be gone. Ooh, you got options. It hasn't been 2 different types of pink shatter. Pink shatter, pink OG. So Dion's unknown big bud from last week's bud swap. We've got pink shatter, pink OG shatter. There's the unknown, the master purple. This is sour diesel, California orange, the purple kush hash, and the ghost OG hash. So you're gonna size that bud down and then trade it for the hash and bud. So this big bud for those all 3 pieces, the 2 chunks of hash and the bud. Is that what was discussed? Awesome. Look at that. Happy swapping? Sure. What, do you know there's a strain type? Critical mass is back on the board. And a chunk of hash. Hey, Dion, do you have any other side? There's this slab of shatter. This bud and this hash is interested in your shatter. I don't know if you can size it down at all. Master purple. Dion's taking a closer look at the master purple. Sure, yeah, drop your bud. Do you know the name of the strain? I'm not an expert at that. It's hard without if you don't know the grower. It's most people. We just go with unknowns, but it looks nicely trimmed. A kush. There, that works for us. People know that. So we've got the pink shatter, pink OG shatter. Okay, sour diesel's on the board, an unknown. There's master purple. This is the critical mass in the hash. He was interested in some shatter. These buds and this. Hey, Erin, there's no more California orange, right? Grape God Brendan is Trainwreck is interested in your California orange. So it's not bidding. Which one were you interested in? So this unknown, ladies just in the back there. Are you interested in this kush, bud? Want to take a look at it? See if you're happy. She's seeing if there's, okay, you're going to pull out for now. Critical mass is off the board. Cool. So there's pink OG, oh no. I thought that would, I've got it in my hand. Yeah. There. So there's pink OG shatter, in two spots on the board, here and here. So master purple for which? For this gram of shatter. So all 3 buds here? All right. Done deal. Dion's building up his select. Yeah, So this California orange and this train wreck, you guys are both okay with that swap? All right. Look at that. It was brought back to the board. Are you interested? Yeah? All right. So the swap's done. The Kush and the unknowns. Thank you for swapping. So we still have pink OG shatter here and here. And then there's some more shatter. A pink shatter. Very popular tonight. Pink OG shatter, pink OG shatter. And that sour diesel still on the board. That's yours as well. It's funny how it's like fad, like a fashion, cause like it. I guess so, but in a year from now, we'll probably be talking different about different strain that's most popular. Right. So you're talking shatter? You're pulling your sour diesel off? It has to all happen on camera. We've still got pink shatter here, pink OG shatter. Is that more pink OG shatter? That's sour diesel. That's your collection of Master Kush and something else you got, Master Purple. So you're going to size up your sour diesel for this gram of shatter? So these buds. Perfect. There's your tray. And you grab your shatter, and Dion adds to his collection. Thank you. Yours is, don't forget about your, that's still your shatter there. Don't forget about that. Awesome. So there's still pink shatter on the board. Dion's, I'm sure, willing to trade if something good came up. So everyone who participated in 420 Bud Swap, you're all invited to come back up in an hour for Bud Buddied Up is and Who Cares Get Dopes. The wait is right. We play another game up here where I show everyone a bud, and they have to one at a time guess the weight, and whoever guesses closest, we scale it out, and that person wins some weed every Tuesday. So no one wants to trade this last bit of shatter. There's still the opportunity. Any takers? Otherwise, I'm going to have to call it. Are you pulling some weed out, Myrna? No. You don't want shatter. Not your thing. Someone. Right here. He's here in the front row.
Is that Keith?
It's got a nice amber color. Anyone interested?
Going. No one?
I think that's the end.
Last call on the shatter. Oh.
Some weeks people are like jonesing for shatter. They can't get enough.
Everybody was trading there, and the guy that nobody could trade for you.
Wait for it.
He'll glad. Wait. No.
Oh, there's interest.
Oh.
Critical mass, maybe? Oh, it's...
The trade is being made.
How much would it take to get that slab? Does he have to... How many buds? Would it be the whole bag, or can he keep a few buds?
Well, let's put it on the... Let him put an offer on the board.
I know. He's just trying to see how much he has to put down. Are you willing to... Pardon? The whole thing is all good? You're okay with that? All right, grab your shatter and the bud. That was a nice, unexpected ending.
That was a great ending.
Yeah.
It came back out of nowhere.
It worked out well.
Came out of nowhere. So, that was a phenomenal... I like that ending swap of there.
Right, and I might give Critical Mass the win.
All right, do it.
The swap of the night.
What?
I know Sour Diesel was the runner-up.
Is that what they're saying? They're saying Sour Diesel
The
was
crowd.
boss. The crowd is saying the Sour Diesel.
Okay.
I'll go with the crowd tonight.
She was in my mind until that ending happened.
Well, yeah, but that was. Got to go back to your original.
Right. Okay, so Sour Diesel, the lady with the shatter, the pink OG, she's won Swap of the Night.
All right, come on up.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So I'm sure in a few weeks we'll have a lot more stock of
yeah,
prizes.
we're gonna restock on prizes.
But I still have like this cool ashtray, which is awesome.
Nice.
A crown ashtray, and then there's this grinder. It's like you can keep it in your wallet, and it's grinder.
Oh, it's like the size of a credit card.
Now you know.
All the swag.
This is
So I have some hats as well, Crop King
Hats.
Seed hats. There's this large T-shirt. It's an extra, extra large. So there's only a couple prizes left. There's an ashtray.
Do we have any? All the seeds are going. We got some grinders. The grinders are good. Double XL shirt. Awesome. Thanks for playing
Grab the
this
T-shirt.
week.
Awesome.
Marijuana seeds in the world.
Yeah, Crop King Seed
Grown
is an
organically
awesome
with
sponsor.
original
They're going to be
genetics,
representing
Crop
at
King seeds
Vancouver
are sold in over
420
100
and
locations
Toronto
across
420.
North America. Another happy customer. Also, through our website and friendly call support team, our seeds are available for direct order with speedy worldwide shipping.
Hello, Crop King Seeds.
Every seed undergoes quality control. It is carefully packed by hand. Ha! Nicely done! And did we mention? We have over 20 different strains. And don't forget about our official Crop King brand merchandise. Crop King Seeds. Buy yours now at cropkingseeds.com.
That is awesome.
Thanks, Crop King.
That's epic. Are we ready to bring up Big Norm from the Big Norm Show?
Say what?
Are
Are
we
we ready
bringing-
for Big Norm?
Yeah. All right, man. You're up next.
Here he is.
Come on up.
Let's have
Big Norm from the Big Norm Show. He's a chef median. Chef median? Chef comedian? Hey, welcome to the show.
Good to see you. Let's get him a mic.
So you know how that works, right?
Welcome, Norm.
You guys have a light?
Does anyone have a light?
Let's
I don't
start
have a
this
light.
off. Yeah.
There we go.
Ooh-wee.
That was fast.
Oh, she was smart. She has it.
Yeah, but it's not
She
connected
has-
to her now, is it?
She
Haha,
lost
you
it.
just
stolen.
Totally stolen.
Totally stolen. Wonderful. All right.
So,
Chef.
Norm, you're a chef and a comedian?
Does that make you a chef median? Is that a word, or did I
usually
make
say
that?
comedic chef, a comedic cook, or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, but I cook, and I do comedy. So it's like I fill people's bellies with laughter and food. I nourish their souls.
Do you find that people who are laughing are more hungry than people who are not?
No, the people that are hungry don't tend to laugh. They're very impatient. The people that are not hungry will laugh a lot more. For sure.
That's yeah, because if you're, people get grumpy when they're hungry.
They get hangry. Hangry.
How do you deal with that? Because okay, so are you trying to make with the funny or are you trying to make with the cooking? Like, what do you deal with first?
I want to find a way to marry the two. In fact, I want to have a menage a trois with marijuana in the mix. So marijuana, chefing, culinary arts, and comedy all in one. This awesome orgy of awesomeness.
Sounds like something you'd see on the Food Network. Everybody's into foodie shows.
Where can I ask this? Is it?
Right there.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So what type of dish, like, all right, what,
you-
all right, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So you've been having these types of menage a trois events, I hear, mixing all of these elements.
I do. I do. Hey guys, check it out. I do this marijuana dinner comedy show, where I do like a full-out marijuana infused menu, in a marijuana smoke-friendly environment, with live comedy, just good vibes, cool peeps. I have them in different locations, so you just gotta RSVP. I gotta watch my back. I gotta keep 6. I gotta do my research on everybody that wants to take part. And then if you guys are cool, I send you the info.
Well, you don't want to just open up the list to anybody, man. It's kind of exclusive, right?
Exactly. You remember when people used to have raves and they would only release the location of the place on the day of?
Heck, the location. I remember
Right?
when they used to get on an orange school bus here and you're taken somewhere.
And they just take you somewhere, right? Welcome aboard, children.
I know.
Come with us.
There's always like the info line that you would call, and they'd play music, and you'd hear the lineup and just wait for the venue.
Uh-huh.
So is there an info line? Like, how do you hear about your events?
If you just, I'm pretty sure you guys won't write this down, but you can go check out Very Merry Parties at gmail.com. Just email that. Yeah, just Very Merry Parties at gmail.com.
What's the food like? That's more important to me. Let's talk food.
Oh man, where do you want to start?
What type of? No.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Pasta sauce. Can you do the pasta sauce?
So I did a Mernahuana sauce. Yeah. What?
Talk
A Mernahuana sauce.
Say that 5 times
quick.
quick.
Yeah, Mernahuana sauce with.
That's one.
So that was for the vegan or for the people that couldn't take the lactose.
Right.
I had the marijuana cream sauce, the Very Merry cream sauce, which is basically, it was straight up marijuana steeped into the cream.
Nice.
Right into the cream. The cream had enough fat to absorb all the wonderful THCs. It was just wonderful.
Put some mussels in that, man. That'd be it.
Man, mussels. If I could, I would, and I will, and it's gonna happen.
Nice.
What, have you
Right?
done seafood?
Exactly.
Could seafood be done in something like that? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm all.
I was doing shrimp with that, and specifically that night.
All right.
So I had the shrimp with the cream sauce, and I had some meatballs, some marijuana meatballs. So I stuffed the meatballs with a little bit of leftover bud.
So do you use like fresh bud, or leaves?
Sometimes I
or?
use bud. Sometimes I use leaves. I use a whole bunch of stuff. Right?
What about for garnishment? Do you just put it out there just to be like? Because these days when you go to a meal, it's all about display too, right? Do you work on the display? How's it displayed to me? Presented on a big pot leaf?
No, I really don't incorporate marijuana too much in terms of the presentation. I just serve it all nice and neat on a little takeout plate. The places I normally do them don't actually have a set kitchen, so it's just me bringing all the equipment, the chafing dishes, everything on site. So it differs. Every dinner changes.
Right.
So one night, I did a tribute to Biggie Smalls. So all the food references he made in his raps, cheese steaks, cheese eggs and a T-bone steak, cheese eggs and Welch's grape, right?
Nice.
A whole bunch of good marijuana goodies just related to Biggie Smalls, and so
That's a great theme too, right? It's a really good theme. I like that theme.
What other themes have you had? You did a Halloween thing, didn't you?
I did the Monster Mash.
What's in a Monster Mash?
What did I do? That specific party, I did
cornmeal or something.
No, I think I did. I think that was a Halloween party, and I did candies and whatnot. So I did just a whole bunch of different jelly candies, and my famous Very Merry cookies.
Famous
a whole bunch of
Very Merry cookies.
Yeah, the crisp brownies. Ooh wee.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
How did you? When did you begin getting into the food?
What was that?
When did you start getting into this idea of food, and how soon around marijuana? Was it to solve your own munchie issue?
No, I wanted to throw dinner parties, but I was just like, okay, what's gonna be my shtick? What's gonna make myself different from all the other people that are doing these pop-up dinners?
Ooh,
And I was like, let me sprinkle a little bit of love on top and find that niche market that would enjoy that, because I didn't really know anybody that would provide that. So I hit up some of my friends. They hit up their friends. We all became friends as we were eating this wonderful marijuana infused meal.
That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So your parties have grown. I think you were saying there was like over 100 people at your last one. Like, has it been growing over the years?
How do you cater to that many people?
Well,
That's
I don't.
a challenge.
I don't
Like,
cook
where do you
all
get
of that. Yeah, I don't cook for all of them. You
Okay.
know, I cook for up to like 40 to 50 people, and then the rest just like we'll take whatever's left over. I'll just normally hand out whatever's left because I just don't want any leftovers. But yeah.
100
it's just-
people.
Yeah, people just come through. People are still allowed to come through, chill out, hang, smoke weed, watch the comedy show, even if they don't want to eat. But in terms of food, I normally serve like at 50 at the most.
Okay.
Awesome. And is there like music too after the comedy show?
Yeah, this specific one, the venue that I'm working with, I'm going to be working with 2 different venues. One venue will allow us to smoke weed and dance and chill and listen to music and vibe.
Nice.
The other side, we're going to be eating marijuana-infused food, watching the comedy show, having some other chill vibes. And you guys can just go back and forth at any point in time. It's going to be really cool.
So I can email you for that, and you give me and what's the email to that again?
It's verymerryparties@gmail.com.
Cool.
VERYMARY parties, PARTIES @gmail.com.
Perfect.
So that's Mary as in Mary Jane.
Mary is Mary Jane, not Mary as in Christmas.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Very clever.
Very clever. All right. All right. So food. What about people like I try not to eat the weed food because it just doesn't appeal. It's not my. It hurts my eye. What about like?
Is it the taste or is it the high that it gives you?
No, the high wrecks my seizure disorder. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest, the one weed thing that just wrecks me.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but I'm sure you must keep it light. You don't want people to green out.
I try to keep it light because, you know, people want to have the tendency to want to eat more.
For sure.
So I make it light so that the amount of food that they eat will equal the amount that it would have been if it was a strong dose, right?
No,
So-
the only edible I'm into now is caramel. I love those caramels. And pasta sauce. Pasta sauce. Something about weed and pasta sauce.
I got this Kush cornbread. That's awesome.
Talk to me about Kush cornbread.
Oh,
Someone
man.
at home. How do you?
So the Kush cornbread is on another level. And instead of using, like some people use buttermilk, some people use cream, I personally like to use coconut milk. So I make this nice coconut milk marijuana Kush cornbread. Obviously, cornbread always calls for butter. All you got to do is throw some marijuana butter in there, some green dragon goodness, and you're good to go. It's really not, and that's the thing about marijuana cooking. It's not that hard. It's just substitute whatever calls for oil with marijuana oil, and it's simple as that.
So do you infuse the...
Fry some eggs in the morning with marijuana butter, butter your toast with melted marijuana. When you're making your grilled cheese, and you throw some butter on the pan, just before you're about to throw the toast on it, let that soak up that green dragon buttery goodness. It's so simple. It's not hard at all.
All right.
Totally.
Since it's so not hard, give people some good tips. That was some amazing tips. Like, hey, get yourself some weed, get the oil, fry up some eggs. So what are some better tips? That was a great tip. What else you got? Like that was
fried rice is a good one because the rice soaks up all the oil and all the butter.
Right.
You could do like anything.
So it all starts with like weed butter or weed oil.
Yeah. So here I have this other process like when I want to brine chicken for grilling, right? I take the marijuana water from the water boil, like when I cook the butter water, or sorry, the marijuana in the butter water, there's like always that leftover water, right? So I purposely make a little bit more, add a little bit more water, and then at the end I use that water as like the base for my brine. And then it's basically a marijuana butter brine. And I just throw my chicken in there and I just let that brine and soak up all that marijuana flavor and all the leftover THCs and the butter and the water. And then
Nice.
when you throw that on the grill, it's like,
Did you go to school for this? Or how did you get? Like I said, how did you get started?
Yeah, I went to school.
All right. So yeah. All right. You went to George Brown. Tell us a little. Tell us about your professional background, because it's not just some schlub, you know. Like,
No,
talk to me.
right now I currently cook at La Mesa Filipino Kitchen on Queen and Bathurst. It's like one of the more fast forward Filipino kitchens in the city. Meaning like we're kind of trying to like pushing the Filipino cuisine to other levels, I guess.
So do you like integrate that into your cooking as well?
What, just
the Filipino
Oh, hell
flavors?
yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we cook with love.
So what type of meals are you making? Like, what type of Filipino dishes are you rocking out there?
Some adobo, some Filipino garlic rice. There's ube leche flan. Like ube is sweet purple yam. It's like it's an amazing flavor. It's an amazing ingredient that the Filipinos use. It has this really strong, awesome, sweet flavor profile. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. You guys should come by.
Sounds amazing.
And then the location of that again is?
What was that?
Your location again is?
Say that one more time, sorry.
The location of
the location is 669 Queen Street West.
Excellent.
La Mesa Filipino Kitchen. Come see me for brunch if you want. 669. Yeah, that's that wonderful number. 669 Queen Street West. Come see me weekend brunch, Saturday or Sunday. If you want, a mean Filipino Canadian brunch, you come holler. Ask for Big Norm, and I'll set you guys up with the goodness.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds. I like so professionally trained, sort of doing the weed thing, which is always nice. But I like the fact that we're bringing in professionalism when it comes to these, foodie type stuff.
Speaking of professionalism, Norm, you have like a pilot that you were wanting to show us, correct?
I couldn't find it.
Oh,
so
no.
we'll skip that. Yeah.
Skipping the pilot.
I have a question about, like, as a chef, you're cooking up all that food. Do you like lose your sense of hunger?
Yep.
Do you smoke pot to help you like eat your own food? Not that it's just to like because you've lost your sense of hunger.
No, I just smoke pot to smoke pot. it's not so I can eat. Sometimes I wish I stopped eating, because like today I just before I came here I was so lethargic because I just munched out. Like I had some extreme ketchup chips, some smoky bacon Lay's chips, some Chex Mix mix, a fudgesicle, some black pepper pistachios. Oh my God!
A lot of food.
I was so gluttonous.
Where'd you pack all that on, man?
Oh man, don't worry. There's
some bigness in there.
There's some here. I got it. I'm just sucking it in this whole interview.
Gotta hold it back. You've been doing doing your comedy around that. You've been on the comedy bar stage.
Yeah.
You've been doing some stuff around. Talk to me about that experience. What's your show like?
Comedy, like right now I've been working on this premise, just surrounded around the whole idea of like the fact that we all do the same things. As different as we look, as different as we seem, we all do the same things. We just do them slightly differently, right? So I've just been working on that joke, just adding things to it over time.
All right.
And yeah, so.
Food gatherings. So you've been how long have you been into food? Like, was it when you went to George Brown? How long before then were you into food? Like, is this a passion?
I just didn't like my mom's cooking.
You didn't like your mom's cooking?
So I was like, I was just, Mom, let me cook. I don't want to eat your food right now.
All right.
Let me try. And then they were forcing me to go to school after high school. And I was like, I don't know what to choose. I'll just take cooking for now. And after I took it, I was like, all right, I'm here. And I just kept on going. And then I had this kind of love-hate relationship with the industry. I still kind of hate it.
Right.
But I enjoy cooking for people.
Huh.
So that's the thing.
Right. I watched one of your Instagram videos where you read a phone book. Is that you? Is that correct?
Oh, man, the Ghostface freestyle phone book reading shit. You just throw me a beat and I'll read something and it'll sound like I'm rapping.
Click that, yeah.
Yo, son, throw me a beat, son.
I think that one's it.
Really, you got it?
Let me know. Martial arts and self-defense equipment and supplies. All match equipment and the code CKVL 905. Beat down sports, CKT sports. When he twist distributor.
Yeah, son.
Let me know. Martial arts and
You're reading the
self-defense
phone book.
equipment and supplies.
There's another one. Show that next one.
He's reading the phone book.
So this is on your Instagram?
Yeah, it's on his Instagram where he reads the phone
So
book.
where can people follow you?
This one's better.
Air conditioners, Visa MasterCard with the seniors discount with the BBB accredited businesses. York, Lennox, Coleman, Hill, Brian and the trees in them. To all makes and models, furnaces and the boilers, humidifiers, air cleaners, air conditioners, Visa MasterCard with the seniors discount with the BBB.
The real question is, where'd you find a phone book?
Oh, wow.
Do they even exist anymore?
I didn't even know they exist.
I don't even know where that is. I can't believe I had that too.
Is there a phone book at Vapor Central?
Do we have a phone book? Because, like, we don't have a phone book, or we'd get you to do that. Or
We have the internet.
We have the internet. There's no phone book available.
Fail.
That's what that was. That's what made it entertaining. Well, do you have a phone book? I mean, you can't even jack one out of a payphone, man.
What is this?
CO2 oil.
It's like the Virginia Slim of smoking apparatuses.
Right?
Yeah, it's a pretty intense device we got there.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Norm.
Thanks for coming on, Norm. We appreciate your time tonight.
Hey, man, I'm here. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for having me.
Good luck
we're
with
looking
those.
forward to your events.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I just want to have a good time, share some marijuana stories with friends, make new marijuana buddies, share some weed.
Awesome, man.
Pass the blunt.
Because if we had a phone book, we would have made you perform tonight. The phone book game.
Before you go, Norm, what's the funniest marijuana story you
All right.
have?
The funniest marijuana story I've ever had? Oh, my God. Okay, here we go, guys. I was in Jamaica. Jamaica. And I'm at this bar called, I think it was called Margaritaville, I believe, in Mobay. And I'm chilling by the bar, and this thick thing, this Nicki Minaj bing bang boom thing just walks up to me, and she's like, "Hey, me like you." And I'm like, "What? You like me?" And I'm just like, "Why do you like me?" And she's like, "Because you're short." And I'm like, "Because I'm short? Really? What happened to tall, dark, and handsome?" And then I'm just like, why, really? So what's the deal? What do you want to do? She's like, let's get out of here. I'm like, just like that? So boom, we go over to the spot. Things are about to go down. And I always had this dream. If you smoke a lot of pot, I'm sure you've always had the dream of smoking weed while having sex, right? So I was just like, I'm gonna light up while this is going down. So I'm smoking. This is all happening. I'm like, this is amazing. I love fucking Jamaica. This is great. And we start doing the damn thing. I'm pumping away, smoking. And then she stops me. She's like, "Hey, give me the blunt. Give me the blunt." I'm like, "Oh, wonderful." So I give her the blunt, and I just grab on. I start pumping away, doing my thing. And I guess her hand smacked the wall in between one of the pumps and the cherry from the blunt fell off into her hair, where I then proceeded to blow it off, thinking it was gonna come off, but
oh, that wasn't good.
No, that shit just flew right into flames.
Adding oxygen.
Like Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial. And I was like, oh shit, just slapping it like, oh my god, I can't wait to tell the story. This is amazing, you know. And she was a trooper. She finished the deed. We got back to it.
Was she burned?
No,
well, you gotta keep
it
going.
Wasn't so bad. Luckily, it wasn't actually her hair that got burned. So it was
a
all
weave?
good.
Is it a weave?
I mean, it was hers, but it wasn't hers. If you know what I mean. Like it was, she purchased it. So.
All right, then.
But it was great. It was great.
On that note, good luck with your next event. We look
Thank you
forward to
very
hearing
much. This Saturday, guys, Studio Bar. I Ain't No Joke. It's from 8 to 10. 824 Dundas Street West. And there's an after party, the main ingredient. So good times, good vibes. Come on out. Laugh up a storm.
Sounds good, man.
My
Good
name is
luck.
Norm.
To all makes and models, furnaces and the boilers, humidifiers, air cleaners, air conditioners, Visa, MasterCard with the
Where the
secret
fuck you find a
with
phone
the
book?
BBB, your credit business. York, Lennox, Coleman, here, Brian, and to all makes and models.
I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah. Good
All right.
times.
Good times. Chef it. Sounds like really good parties.
I know. I'm definitely going to be at the next one.
All right, go to the next one and tell me how good it was, and then maybe I'll make an appearance next.
Well, we actually checked out a party in Montreal, really similar with Chef Gramsci. All edible. It was, you know, West Indian food. There were edibles, candies. It's good vibes. I think we're going to see more and more of these events.
The nice thing is that, you know, people who really love food are now really thinking about how to make edibles. Gone are the days of when you just grounded up some weed and put it in a batch of brownie mix. Just saying. Just
Next
saying.
level.
This is next level shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
No 420 smokeout in Denver. We set the next story on here. Well, we could, like, someone's like, where's some big place? Ain't Denver, and ain't Alaska. It's a 420's not, it's a bit of a rarity in America still. Like, other than the two big boys, Toronto and Vancouver, then, you know, Hamilton's got a rockin' one. Killin' Time Band. If you wanted to just follow them around, you could see them in Hamilton at noon and then come up to Toronto and see them play here at 420. I don't know.
And the Niagara one's on the Saturday.
And you could go to Niagara on Saturday. So technically, you go to Niagara on Saturday, spend the weekend there, and then ride up to Hammer.
Or you could do like your town's also event. Like you could do the London one or Peterborough or whatever, and then come to Toronto.
Yeah, so
then you'll hit 3 420s in one season.
420 tour.
Yeah. So yeah, you could do 3 420s if you wanted to do Niagara, Hamilton, Toronto, or
Brantford.
They
got a kick-ass 420.
Yeah, Brantford definitely. So we're gonna try and get them all on the horn via Skype. All you 420 organizers, pick someone for April the 14th, and we'll all give you 10 minutes on the air, and we'll know where all these 420s are from Niagara all the way up.
Mm-hmm. We want to hear from everyone.
No. Denver, no 420 for you.
Poor Denver.
Denver park officials have denied a permit for a 420 rally to an organizer who had been given first consideration for a civic center on April. Now the city is working out details with a second applicant who has been shut out.
Wait, that's the event that like Snoop Dogg, Method Man are at too. When I looked at their schedules, they're at the Denver Park. You know, they're at this civic center.
Yeah.
Are they having the organizer cut there too?
Yeah, it's all
happening, and they can't smoke outside.
The latest twist comes 5 weeks after First applicant Robert Chase told Denver Parks and Recreation that he would not provide requested details about portable toilets, emergency medical arrangements, crowd monitors, a site map, or a trash cleanup plan. He said he didn't think those were needed for what he planned as a simple protest rally of continuing criminalization of cannabis under some federal and even state laws despite Colorado's voter-passed recreational marijuana legalization amendment. What I think you're mentioning, Goodwin, is the high times
He didn't think they were
party.
needed?
Are you sure?
I've had to fill out all those forms in duplicate.
Now, I'll ask Vancouver if they filled theirs in.
And Jeremiah's going to be on to give us an update on those forms he has to fill out.
It's a lot of permits.
Well, it depends. In most of the smaller communities, a simple tweet to the cops, "Hey, we're showing up here," suffices.
And in Vancouver, they don't get a permit per se, but they have to show the city that they've already outsourced, like, health and safety, EMS, the stage crews that they're bringing in. They want to know the vendors for those to make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, but since Vancouver's not set up to have outdoor parties like Toronto is, they have no concept of how to do it. Toronto, you want to throw an outdoor party at Yonge and Dundas Square, you just got to pony up the cash, and they fucking know how to throw it for you.
Or we just hijacked it like we did years previous, and they try and block us at every turn.
Right.
Didn't they turn on the sprinklers on you guys?
They did one year. We took the
crazy.
stage, but they turned on the sprinkler system. The next year, they had barricades around the stage.
And then we came with bigger sound. So, I mean, it's...
But there was no sprinklers on.
But now we just give them money, and we got a wicked sound system, and then we have, people at Crop King Seeds and MarijuanaStocks.com and Ross's Gold. A bunch of people come in and fund it all so we can get that stage up and running. It's all in staging. Holy Christ. You know what a soundboard, a really epic soundboard for Yonge and Dundas Square is like? You gotta sound good. I assure you. It's a lot of buildings in that area, right? So the sound goes straight up, bounces around.
Yeah, no, you want to go pro.
Well, so that's why we go pro. We'll bring in the guys who know what they're doing. But yeah, Denver's not getting anything. Nothing, Goodwin. What's up with that? These are legal places where pot should be consumed. There's our event. And the guy in Denver should probably anticipate a crowd that size. Now, the nice thing is we don't have to worry about washroom facilities because the Eaton Center's right across the street. Right across. You can go across the street, down the stairs, facilities are right there.
Denver, though, gets 5 times. Their Hemp Fest gets 100,000.
No, they don't. That's Seattle.
Oh, that's Seattle.
Yeah. Denver's got nothing, man.
Denver. I'm confused.
Nothing. And if they do have something, they should call in on the show on the Skype on April 14th and tell us what they got. At the moment, we're saying you got nothing.
They got legalization, though.
Yeah, that's something.
Pow.
I don't know. It's something, but...
That was what you started the show with. They got legalization. Why don't we have legalization here?
That's right.
But
they don't have a 420 smokeout.
And they don't have vapor lounges.
Yeah. I don't know.
So in retrospect, Mark's been trying to say that argument a lot on his last 5 interviews I've heard all reference the point you're kind of trying to make, which is Mark gets on CBC and says, well, what is legalization really? If in Vancouver...
I was on the CBC. Did you hear me on Sunday?
Sorry?
I was on the CBC on Sunday. Did you hear that one?
I did not hear that.
It's on the Sunday edition.
The Sunday edition. Talking about medical marijuana. But yes. Sorry, I was thinking about what actually Denver and those states have. And it's all personal and it's all it's cool. But at the same time, they've never they don't have their culture is not as developed for things.
Yeah, they have a cannabis culture, but because of legalization, they have to make sacrifices. So because it's legalized and regulated, they have to sacrifice some of their freedoms. So hopefully when we legalize and regulate cannabis in Canada, we can keep this shit legal too,
Well, that would be it's already here. They didn't have that part. I mean, even doing media stuff, they didn't have. So all of a sudden, weed's legal, and they're like, oh, well, now we can start a newspaper about it. No, you could have started that before.
That's true. Cannabis culture is strong in Canada.
Yep. The culture is strong. Speaking of strong, yoga class focuses on new level of relaxation. This is from the Toronto Star, March 30th, so yesterday. Each session at Toronto Studio begins with a few quick puffs of marijuana, filling the room with a sweet, tranquil aroma. Yeah, man. So,
That's pretty sweet.
Ganja yoga.
I hear that if you go, if you buy one class, you get the other one free. So it's 2 for 1.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
It's starting to catch on in a big way, Ganja yoga. I do Pilates in pot myself. Pantasinini. Sorry. Pantasinini. Owner of the House of Yoga at 714 Bloor Street West. Bloor and Bathurst. Ganja yoga. That's right, yeah.
Why not?
Are you in that? You into that? Yeah, totally. At the simplest level, the pot basically just gets everybody relaxed to get the ultimate benefits of the yoga. You know.
Makes sense. It relaxes your body and stretch more.
And if you really want to combine, now think of it this way. If you really, like, we'll go one more step. Like, if you get the vapor bag, if you could do mat yoga where I do inhaling, right? You know, and when you do an inhale, you know, you just move that diaphragm and you think about where the THC should go in your different body parts, and you just stretch it. You know.
Look at all those people, all vaping in the background. They all look happy.
Getting ready to do, like, you know, total yoga, man. It's awesome.
Huh.
That's amazing.
Interesting.
New level of relaxation.
It's like taking Vapor Lounge to the next level.
Well, it's a different form of the Vapor Lounge, really. I wonder if you could do, like, the whole thing all the time. Like, you know, hot yoga where they just crank the studio and it becomes like a Jamaican hot box yoga. You know, like it is.
Have you done it?
You're in the picture.
Oh my god, you should come on stage.
Or hit the mic right there.
Yeah, come up to the mic. How
What's
was
it like?
You have to share.
Yeah. Oh, well, you hit the mic. Well,
Come
okay,
hit the mic. No.
Okay. But I enjoy it myself. I mean, I do Pilates and I do the stretching and stuff. You know, it brings something new to your, all those neat yoga poses they do. Like, it's all about the breath. To get breath control. You know, then you can do bigger bong rips. And it's not too late to start. You know, right now, you might be feeling, I'm feeling a little out of shape for 420. Fuck, now's the time. You got to get your yoga on, take, even if you're watching your DVD at home, now's the time. Put it in there.
20 days.
You got 20 days. You still have time to get your stretch in. You know, you don't want to pull up lame at 3 p.m. on 420 and, like, pull a rib muscle up here because you inhaled a bong and it's cold outside. You're like, oh, you went down. You know, you can't function. Alan's over there. He's thundering. He's like, yeah, see? That's why I'm taking roids, bro. Fucking taking the roids this year.
Do you feel the difference?
Totally feeling the difference.
Nice.
I'm way hungrier, too. Like, I just want to eat. But I also want to throw up, so it's weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. So I recommend, like, everybody exercise as a, just do some basic stretches before you do a bong rip or do a vapor bag, you know. You don't want to pull a muscle. Like, next thing you know, you're reaching in, you're pulling the bowl, and you're like, boom, shoulder, shoulder injury. It's happened to Alan on numerous occasions. It's happened. You're out there. And don't forget, we march. It's a good thing Erin and I and Chris and Mage, we marched that day, and we got the C50, Bill C51 march in. Fuck, I got out of Nathan Phillips Square, just got to University Avenue working the megaphone, and I was winded. You got to shake off those winter doldrums, people. You got 20 days, so sign up for yoga and weed.
Yeah, start practicing.
Start practicing. There's the march route.
Trained up.
go to Norm's party this weekend and eat a lot of cannabis food to get your tolerance up. You know, we're on the. You can't fuck around, man. There's only 20 days left.
What about chanting? Is there like chants people should practice?
Well, you know, the basic chants. We're here. We're high. Get used to is our quick one. It's always our standby. But I'm always open to a few new ones in the chat. If anyone's got a few that they can go with.
Erin was saying no prison for pot.
Yeah, no prison for pot. That's a good one. Now we usually do that one for a block. We're here by whose streets? The pothead streets. That's us. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll get our dig out everything that we got to do, but you got to stretch first. Don't forget to stretch. You'll be waving a flag. You're gonna be there. You know, some of us hash mob guys are gonna be there at noon, and you're gonna try and you got to make it all the way to 420 to begin with. So you got to pace yourself. You got to be in shape for this. Make sure.
Yeah, you got to be ready for sure.
You have a booth. What's your booth obligations?
So I'm running the Can Do and Canadian Students for Sensible Drug Policy booth. We're teaming up, so we're gonna have free water from Can Do, so that's gonna be for everyone at 420. As well as Canadian Students for Sensible Drug Policy is going to be having literature on cannabis and drug policy. So, yeah, there's going to be lots of free stuff, free information,
Lots
water.
of education and water.
No free cannabis, but lots of information about cannabis.
Lots
It'll
of
be good.
information and lots of water.
There we go.
There's no better,
You got to stay hydrated.
You have to stay hydrated. It's a long day.
Yeah.
It's going to be 20 degrees. I'm going to be breaking a sweat. I got outfits to change. Hydration, man. I'm working on a number for this guy called the Dab Ninja Bit. I got Evan 11 right now rewriting all the classified lyrics to Dab Ninja.
The time now is 4:20 in Jerusalem. And that means it's time for the Bud Buddy, The Wait is Right segment, brought to you by Bud Buddy and Who Cares Get Dope.
Thanks, Alan. Are you ready for 420? Oh, I don't know, man. I'm taking steroids. I'm getting Hulk Hogan plus John Cena. That's how intense I am this year.
Oh, that's a really nice bud.
That is that one's good.
So all the bud swappers that played in the last segment an hour ago, come on down. You can win weed from Who Cares Get Doped or BudBuddy.biz.
I just got injured.
That was a huge...
So we are playing The Wait is Right, where I'm going to show all the contestants a bud, and one at a time, they're going to tell me what they think it weighs. We're going to put it on the scale, and who's ever closest is going to win some weed from Who Cares Get Doped. So if you're interested in playing, don't be shy. Now's the time to come up to the stage. We've got a bunch of people. There's
Everybody
1,
line
2,
up
3,
neatly.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool, like 10 people.
Some good bud.
There you go.
So this is the big bud.
All right, don't change your spots.
You don't get to hold it or anything. You just have to do it by sight. I know.
Dude's got a bionic chip in his hand. He can weigh anything.
Right? You don't know. There's the bud.
That's a really nice, trim, beautiful bud.
What
You're
is that
up.
bud? Do we know
I
what
don't know.
it is?
I don't know what
6
that bud
grams is going to start it out.
That's a nice joint.
7.1.
Good range, good range.
5.
Oh, he was like, bam. I think he ninja'd me earlier.
We'll see.
Sure, I'll do another. Some serious thinking on that one.
8. 5.9. One up. 5.5. They're
Good range
tight
on
now,
this one
yeah.
too. It's nice.
I feel
of me.
like it looks bigger than 5. It's pretty big.
4.8.
Man, some people in the chat think it's higher.
Yeah, it looks like
We'll see.
7.
We'll see.
7.2, Dion says.
That's the number one vote in the chat. Like 3 people voted that.
Well, there you go. That helps.
5.2.
That's good. He saw the screen. That was really good. I accept that. No shit, he says. A little worried over there.
4.9.
And he used the power of the
4.8.
4.8. He says it's on. Hits on with the other guy.
Taken. 4.8's already
smaller
taken.
on the screen than in real life.
Look, it's already taken. 4.7. Whoa.
I don't know.
Someone's gonna win. There's.
I think it's lighter than that. I think it could be. I don't know where that stem. I don't know about that stem. I think the stem's lighter than we think.
It's closest.
It looks pretty dense.
Density.
Everyone's
I
ready?
think the 4 range is. Here we go. Who cares gets doped is gonna go to 6.4.
Oh, called it.
6.3.
6.3 in the end.
Yeah, that's gonna go to the first guesser of the night. Oscar won this. Who's
Hey,
cares?
congratulations.
You don't win that, bud.
Congratulations.
Here's an extra.
Who cares gets doped provides you that wonderful opportunity to win weed every week on the Mernahuana Zone here in the lounge, and we thank you very much. Who cares get doped? I'll do one more dab for the road and getting us.
I like deceptively held it, made it look like it was.
That was amazing.
You're giving away that bud.
But yes, that was a nice big bud.
Fucking, I got ninja dabbed earlier. Fucking
Might have to again.
Thank you. Who cares get doped?
Dude, we got like for 420. Now picture this. So Evan 11's gonna be doing all these song lyrics to Dab Ninja, and then we're getting these ninjas dancing behind us while you do dabs. That's our 420 skit. That's the plan.
So now we do another segment online, so everyone at home who's watching in the chat can win some mail order marijuana from budbuddy.biz. And if you're in the room, you can log into livestream.com/vaporcentral and you can play as well. So we're going to play this just by viewing it on the camera. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get to take a look at the bud for like.
All right, I'm going to cut away for a second. Let's go over the rules again just so everyone knows.
You have to live in Canada.
No being in America and guessing on behalf of Canadians.
You need a Canadian mailing address and one guess only. One guess only. And yeah, we're going to show you a bud for like a minute. Take a guess in the chat. Then we'll weigh it up and see who wins.
No fucking up with the game. You have to provide us with an address.
Yeah, make sure if you're playing, you actually want to win some weed, because if you mess it up and win, you're going to take weed away from someone else.
Yeah, so think of it that way.
And especially if you don't contact me.
That's what Mernagh's saying. Like, make sure you really
Because those
want to win.
people always just ignore us after that. They just never send me the address.
Yeah.
So please, we want you to win marijuana. We're not just doing this because we're like some weird weed show that doesn't give away weed. No, we're not like, it's not like we're like, hey, let's like just show them weed but not give it to them. No.
We're going to send it to you in the mail express post.
Oh.
All right, so everyone's
Bud
got
Buddy.
1 minute. 90% of people out there
But
already
2 grams
knows.
of that was what? Pink Kush? So who cares? Get dope did 2 grams of Pink Kush tonight. People should know. The pink's around. Everyone's got the pink. Look, pink is everywhere. Man, I'm all sweaty. I'm fucking sweaty. I can't even sing at this point. Anyways, let's play the game then.
Right. So this is the bud.
We got a lot of good seasoned pros in there.
So a total different bud than last time. What strain was it again?
Some sativa dominant something or other. Not Pink Kush.
That was 30 seconds. You got 30 more, chat. Everybody get in the chat room. Make your vote count. If you can win.
So win some weed from BudBuddy.biz. And we get asked, hey, how legit is Bud Buddy? Bud Buddy is real legit.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time and sending people reliable and discreet weed through the mail.
Legit enough so that, we don't get punched out when someone in the lounge were to buy weed and not get weed delivered.
And we've been doing this every week for minus the few where people didn't send us their address properly for over a year or so now. He's been sending so a week from now someone's going to get a couple grams
You'll be
from
watching the
BudBuddy.biz.
show smoking your BudBuddy.biz weed.
So there's about a dozen votes. 2 people voted 5.5. The first vote was 3.6 from Brantford. 6 Don Hayes. 4.0 Robert. 4.7, 3.4, 4.6. The last vote is 3.2.
How many people voted tonight?
Actually, it looks like 8 or so. 9, 10
Man.
maybe.
It's a good opportunity to win weed.
Right.
So is the voting closed right now?
Yeah, it's closed. FRAZ is the last vote.
Alrighty. That's exciting. Man, Yeah, after that, I would hope you'd have to go back for a drink. Fuck, I'm fucked. Fuck it, I quit.
Here we go. Ready, Chris?
Yeah.
I am definitely not ready to do yoga.
4.6.
Whoa!
Somebody already Burn Victim 101. I don't know who that is. But whoever you are, you voted 4.6.
Congratulations, burn victim number 1.
Burn victim number 1. So now all burn victim number 1 has to do is send their mailing address, Canadian mailing address, to vaporcentral@gmail.com. And then in a week from now, BudBuddy.biz will have a package in your mailbox of marijuana. It's like
Wow.
dreams coming true.
I love sending away good weed out. See you, Big Norm. Good luck on your party this weekend. And
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, BudBuddy.biz.
And thanks, BudBuddy.biz. And Who Cares gets doped, of course, for the dabs and the in-house giveaway. Thank you very much. Who Cares get doped. That's so good being we're like the Oprah Winfrey of weed. They got YouTube channels and whatnot. But now we Jeez, who's crushing shit over there? You assaulting Ricky? What's going on? You okay, man? Okay. You give weed away and people win weed. Man. Let's see. So we were talking about yoga. And Chris will try and get Jeremiah on the phone.
I'm about to.
Cool. So we were talking about I couldn't do yoga right now.
Yeah, no, I'm way too stoned to do yoga right now.
But you're going to do the Ganja yoga?
I think I'll try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good warm-up activity for 420.
It's also if you're a medical marijuana patient, some of the best ways to do it, just smoke a bit of marijuana before doing you don't even have to do like I did like 10, 15 minutes of Pilates in a 1 hour personal session. Like it's okay. Start at whatever your comfort and you'll get there. And smoke some weed and such a good plan.
Yeah, no, it sounds relaxing.
Jamaican hot box yoga.
I think I would faint if it was like too hot.
Yeah, too hot and then got all THC'd.
Yeah, no, not a good combination.
Might not be, and because you're only inhaling THC. It's like that time I wore that mask and they were like kept pumping it full of marijuana and we had the mask on me and you would breathe out and in marijuana. It was just not good.
Did you pass out?
No. We know when to stop. Know your limits and play within it, I say. Like, you cannot put a vapor bag around yourself and have it inflate. Just can't be done. It'd be like the best fucking stunt ever.
Just like live in a bubble of vapor?
Well, just as an entrance to 420 is that, this start up and then this big vapor bag just fills up around me.
That'd be pretty epic.
It would be epic, but it'd be epically hot, too. Yeah. It'd be a little too hot. You ever think about that in there? It's one of those things. Every year, well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Every year, Goodwin's like, you cannot do the human vapor bag trick.
What about more like a hamster wheel? Like those ones where they roll down hills in?
Yeah, I've seen...
Young Street goes downhill.
We
just give you a little push.
Well, that was my fear. I've seen that one done at Yonge and Dundas Square. That one's been done before by a band. So, fuck, the name of the band escapes me, and I'm going to shoot myself afterwards. So, that's been done. But the vapor bag trick hasn't been. So just picture vapor just filling up around me.
You should get some Ryerson students on that.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen those game shows where the one dude throws a huge balloon over him?
Yeah.
And he's inside the balloon and it's all like an act with a balloon that big. A vapor bag's too small to fit in, but you just need an appropriate size, human size balloon.
Or a vapor bag.
Or balloon.
So can we fill the balloon with vapor?
That would be the idea.
All right.
At that point, you just send a tube into it.
All right, do a Google search, Toronto human-sized balloon. And let's see what we can come up with. Alan, what do you think? That'd be fucking... yeah, a big bubble I think that's a...
They had those things you can walk on water with. And they're like a pretty cool toy last summer. If you just hotbox one of those and do not drop the cherry, you'll be good.
There you go, right?
Yeah, just don't drop the cherry.
Yeah.
Just use one of these. No cherry.
Yeah. But it's got to be all smoky in there. I could probably...
You can get some smoke.
If I get enough of those going. Yeah, something like that, maybe.
There's a whole bunch of them.
What do you think?
There's ones for water, like a kid's pool ones.
What do you think, Goodwin?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, it's on. Yes. Lady Gaga's got nothing on us. That will be in...
Legally, I don't know if you'll have enough air to live.
I don't know if you'll
I'm going to have to ask you to sign a waiver.
No worries about that.
Yeah, no, don't die. That would be awful. No dying.
Well, I presume that my body can inhale quite... but there's a... We'll bring my buddy who understands the cannabis THC to air oxygen mix.
Yeah, no, you need a chemist on that shit.
So we need to figure out the THC to oxygen ratio, and we're all set. Not a problem. This is going to be an epic entrance.
Amazing.
Is this going to be like David Blaine?
David Blaine or David Bowie?
Yeah, could be either or.
Mixed with David Bowie, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It could be all that and Jackass. Let's be truthful. Let's truly be truthful. It's all that and probably, truthfully, potentially jackass.
Well, when Alan picks it up and then bounces it,
yes,
that's when it's gonna go completely nuts.
But that's something I'd like to do, that type of entrance right around the 420. Just like after O'Dea speaks, just get like rolled out there.
Yeah, it's exciting that Brian O'Dea is going to be speaking.
No.
Who else is speaking?
Get this. Ross Verbigliotti will give an Olympic pep talk after Christian Wongtam to encourage you to smoke more marijuana. Fucking, he is the Michael fucking Phelps of Canada, buddy. 1990. Dude, he's a gold Olympic medalist. He's gonna have the gold fucking medal on at 420 when we smoke big fucking joints.
It's amazing.
Yeah, gold medal snowboarder first. Do you know his story? Nanagano Gold, Ross Verbigliotti.
I got Jer on. I'm just setting up his shot.
No. Ross Verbigliotti went to the Olympics in Japan, the Nanagano Olympics. First ever snowboarding, and how they didn't think not to test him.
He's nervous about his
drugs.
speech.
I know. He's nervous about appearing in front of that many people.
Wow.
Goodwin, just tell him to give us an Olympic inspirational you can do it pep talk.
Hey, Jer.
You can smoke more marijuana.
Hey, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Hi, guys.
Can you smoke Olympic-sized marijuana joints on 420?
Olympic size? Fuck yeah.
Are you in training now?
If we have to train, sure, I'll train. I guess. I feel like I'm pretty confident we could haul ass on an Olympic-sized joint the way we are now, but if I'd be happy to do some training.
Are you saying right now you are in 420 peak shape right now? You're ready to go.
420 shape? Well, I'm getting close. I'm not sure if I'm 100%, but let me hit this bong first, and then we'll find out.
All right.
Let's see. What am I smoking here, actually?
See, he doesn't. See, right there, yeah.
There we
Whatever
go.
was in the grinder. It's
Oh.
probably Girl Scout cookie. It is Girl Scout cookie.
The guy's got
Little Girl Scout cookie.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about our chances here.
All right. Think you're gonna do all right then?
Great interviews today, by the way, Matt. What I caught.
Oh, thanks. But on the let's go with you. What's going on? You got some issues with the city or something? What's happening with Vancouver?
geez.
20 days, man. 20 days.
I know, it's getting a little tense here, actually. But we met with the city today. So here's what happened. Over the past few weeks, the city caught wind of my 420 plans up on the 420vancouver.com website that show off our area that we hold for people with booths. You know, we take $250 from people that want us to hold a spot for them to put their booths at, and we make sure that on the morning of, we go down and hold those spots for people. We also offer people free space to put up their booths, and I tell every single person, if you want to come down and have a booth at 420 and set up, you're going to have a spot. That's everybody's going to have a spot. So, and I've been trying to really work that out over the past few years. As our space has been sort of shrinking because we keep growing, and the cops have been trying to confine us into our 4-streeted off area on one block, and they don't want us to set up on the opposite sides of the street. So they've been forcing us into this small area, which is now inadequate. So we've been forced to try and like reorganize things with the space we have to make the space actually work better. And so one of the parts of the plan was to move the stage, our second stage that we have. We have 2 big stages. The second one was a smaller mobile stage. We had it at the end of one of our streets. We decided to move it over to the second stair area at the art gallery. They didn't like that plan. They saw the plan online, sent us some angry emails saying, you're not allowed to have your stage on the back stairs. You have to put it back on Howe Street where it was before. And please put it back right away to avoid confusion. Thank you very much. And I sent her a letter saying, you guys are confining us in this space. It's a safety concern. We need the street open for traffic flow. We need more booth spaces there. Using the stairs is the natural spot to go because you can't put booths on the stairs, so the space isn't being used anyways. And they didn't really have any real argument against the whole thing except the fact that they didn't want to reorganize traffic. And so our argument is, it's a safety concern. We really need a more visible spot to have our stage and where our first aid tent is that's more accessible by ambulances, where this spot is. What we really need is for one of the streets, Robson Street, to close down and to have the police actually allow us to set up on the opposite side of the street as well and put our booths on the law courts area. Yeah, and you can see Chris is showing off the House Street map there. So we've considerably expanded over the past few years, and it's not going to stop. And the city needs to recognize that we're expanding and not try and section us off. So we told them all this, talked to them about it, and they still held strong today and didn't want us to set up.
So
on
it's
those
this
back stairs.
area
They
down
were really-
here that they don't want you in, and it's
That's right,
this
so-
stage right here that they don't want.
So if you scroll down just a little bit more, Chris, where that first part is, so where you see under where 70 and 71 are there, that's where we had our original booths there. Or I mean, sorry, our original stage 2. That's where stage 2, that's where the city wants the second stage to be. Now that stage was facing inwards towards that little weird courtyard area, not facing down towards the booths, but facing in. But that whole area gets covered in vendor booths now, and it blocks off sight of the stage. The area of the actual crowd isn't very much in front of that stage because it's not a very good spot for a stage. It's right in the middle of the road. It's like plunked down right in the middle of everything, and it blocks traffic, and it's not a good spot, and nobody can see it. So we need a new spot for the stage. We just decided to put it on the stairs and see what happened. They don't like it. So now we argued with them today and stood our ground, and we told them these reasons, and I said, if you're weighing safety against not wanting to reorganize traffic because it takes too much work, what is the logical conclusion here? There shouldn't be an argument. It's a no-brainer. You have to go with safety. You have to go with the traffic flow. We're expanding. Let us do it. And so they're going to go back to the brass in Vancouver, apparently. I guess they're going to take it to Mayor Gregor and see what he has to say about the whole thing. And yeah, well, we have to get back to them in a week, and they're going to give us some sort of an answer, I suppose. But we told them repeatedly today in our meetings that if we have to march on City Hall with 30,000 people because they're trying to contain us in this thing and we can't do it anymore, then we're willing to do that. We don't want to have a big fight and cause problems and stuff. But
So wait, let's back up.
What's that?
What?
You said that you're prepared to march on City Hall with 30,000 people. Now,
I did say that. I said it just because
are you prepared to back up those words?
Do it.
Are you prepared? Are you prepared to back up those words? Are you actually prepared to do that? Are you?
I mean, if we really have to, but I don't want to do that. Geez, that's a lot of work to march 30,000 people down the street.
I know, it's a lot of work.
Wouldn't it be fun, though?
I've been there. Are you prepared to do it, though? I mean, Vancouverites are notorious for not being able to move very well.
Oh,
they're not well known for
No,
marching.
we have a global marijuana march.
I know,
it's not
you
as big
got
as the
your
Toronto
story.
Global Marijuana March, but it's big enough that we know what we're doing with the march.
There you go.
And actually, the cops are cool. The cops, so get this. So we have our meeting with the city. They're like, well, we can't really allow you to do anything. We can't make any allowances. We're going to take this back to the brass and see what they say. The city managers. And but Sergeant Rice, who's a police officer with the Vancouver Police Department, always really cool. He's down there all the time with us. He took me aside just as I was leaving. And he said, Jeremiah, come over here. And I crouched beside him. And he said, when you guys set up, he's like, try and keep to your area when you set up your booths. And if you guys need more space on the other sides of the roads, come and talk to me. And he basically giving us the nod that we can set up. He said what he was just saying is that he doesn't want there to be everybody to go across the street first and set up on the other side of Robson in the law courts first, and then have some giant explosion of booths just over by the law courts. He said, if it's an overflow situation and you guys need to set up over there, we can do it. So we have allowance to set up on the other side of the road. But don't tell anybody yet. Is this live? I'm just joking.
What about Mayor Gregor? Do you think he's going to be supportive of you guys, or has he been supportive of 420 in the past?
Yeah, Gregor's been pretty supportive of us, I'd have to say, overall. He doesn't actually really ever get explicit about it or anything and say, I support those guys. But he has been, of all the mayors we've had, definitely the nicest to the pot people. The police department under his watch, the local police force here in Vancouver, Jim Chu and those guys have always been very cool under Gregor's watch. And, of course, now we have... Apparently, I heard the number's 95, if you can believe it. I don't know if that's true or not. Dispensaries openly selling marijuana in the city of Vancouver. 95 is the last count. But I heard when it was 70, I was a little skeptical. But now I heard 2 days ago that 95 is the new number. It's insane.
I don't know. I think they make that up. With what other events does the city of Vancouver have that involves the closing off of streets?
Oh, and the person who told me that 95 number just walked in right behind me, Mr. Neil Magnuson, activist extraordinaire.
So what
Neil,
other events in the city of Vancouver?
Said about 95 dispensaries. Where did that number come from exactly?
It came from Reg at Budzilla's dispensary, who said that the city had been in there talking to them, and that's the number that they gave.
95?
95.
That's insane.
Let's just call the
wow. Well, even 70 is insane if we assume that number's correct.
What other events does Vancouver have that involve like the closing off of that many streets?
Sorry?
What other events does the city of Vancouver have that involves closing off that many streets?
Well, I'm not sure how many streets get closed off during the Celtic Festival, but they're pretty popular. Also, we have the Gay Pride Parade, which is really popular. That takes over a bunch of streets.
So, like, in comparison of event size?
Well, the Gay Pride Parade is gigantic.
Okay.
So, but the Celtic Festival, I think is also pretty damn big. I'm not really sure. I think we're probably third after those two.
But just like, does the city have like plans in place on how all these things sort of run? Like, do they not like just sort of like, oh, here's how we do things?
Well, they do now, but we're not the same as these other events, really. But although they do deal with us, I mean, okay, we've been dealing with the city on a lot of logistical issues for several years now. Basically, since I think the year after I took over as one of the organizers of 420, we started really working with the ambulance people and the fire people. They kind of came to us and said, hey, this is just so huge. We have to do something here. And we just, work with them openly. And we're even considering having an ambulance on site that we pay for, as, 420 will pay for it. And so we can shuttle people to the hospital, because people do go to the hospital from our event. And we know that that's going to happen.
How come people do that? What's that from?
Yeah, what happens?
What's happening there?
Well, people pass out for whatever reason, whether it's that they had too much pot, it's too sunny, and they're overheated. They got, a little wild because of the crowd. People just pass out in crowds for some reason. It's a weird thing, but it happens.
Very few.
Yeah, very few. We're not talking about a big number or anything, but we know that it's going to happen, because when you have 30,000 people in one area, this is just one of the natural outcomes in any kind of festival or event
number
deals
come
with these
from?
things.
Where does that number come from?
30 grand?
Yeah.
Province newspaper last year.
Yeah, estimates from the local newspapers, essentially. It's that's not a number that we created, but we kind of got that from the mainstream media.
And they lowball us every year.
Yeah.
They lowball. And in and out during the day, there's probably 100,000 people. In and out.
Yeah, we're not really sure how many people over time it is. But if you take a photo,
Vancouver
we have cameras in the Georgia Hotel, and when we take our pictures and you look at the crowd and you kind of do a little bit of a head count and try and expand that out, there's a lot of fucking people there. It's in the thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people. So, and you can only really see one side on the photo that we take, and that thing goes all the way around. There's a lot of fucking people there, man. It's getting big.
True.
So do you think it'll be
it's only expanding, and you guys are getting big too. Like, how many people are at yours?
I don't know. I have to ask the city.
Don't you have the local newspapers there going to give estimates? CP24 doesn't have a local reporter down there?
No, we can actually get an official number from the city.
They count?
Oh, how's that?
They count.
Well, they know the overhead. There
They
was
know the
old
overhead.
studies
They-
back from like
oh yeah, they
San
got it all
Francisco.
fucking figured out down in that square, like.
But
Down
yeah,
to
they
like,
know
boom.
per square footage. I was trying to do those math last year with you guys. Oh, you can do it with Google Maps. You can you can measure from the edge of the building to the edge of the street and to the edge, and then just do a math formula on how many people can mathematically fit in that space, even if they were packed solid like sardines. And I think Mernagh's insinuating you guys are even overestimating, because it just can't fit in that area of land.
And to be truthful, the
amount of human beings.
The busiest intersection in Canada at Yonge and Dundas Square is charted at 20,000 people per hour walk by.
But it's
That's why they
frivolous.
get. That's why they get the big billboards there. It's the only place in Canada you go, holy fuck! What's all those large billboards? They don't happen.
It's available online. Go count them yourself.
Yeah. So, but official numbers. So, and it's good work out there, and enjoy the. You know, they
There's
got
no room for anybody else if that's what you're trying to get at.
You got room for more?
No, nobody else can come.
Matt, if you want to come, we'll make room for you. But
somebody else has to go.
But you're thin.
I know.
You can slide right in there between two other people.
I try and avoid. Some point, I'm going to start avoiding large crowds. But it's good
You don't like
talking
the
to you.
human contact situation.
If you don't like large crowds, you're going to hate our 420.
I was at the Cannabis.
High right now.
Aaron and I were at the Cannabis day last year.
Oh, these are
All
the
right.
Fenties.
Good
Yeah,
having you
guys
on
know
the
about
show. Thanks,
Fenties?
guys.
Mm-mm. That's the big thing now. We
All
lace
right.
all the joints with
All right.
What is Fenty?
fentanyl.
What is that?
It's some bullshit propaganda thing that they've been
20
making
times
the rounds in the
stronger
press.
than heroin.
That somehow people have been lacing marijuana with fentanyl, which is some toxic.
Oh, I
drug.
heard that was happening in your in your city.
Oh yeah.
I heard
It's
that
happening,
there was
man. Dude, you
crystal
haven't
meth
tried
as
the
well.
Fenties yet?
That the police are saying there is meth and fentanyl.
Oh,
Somewhere
sure, man.
So
We
I
take
don't
all
know.
the really expensive drugs and then we mix them with marijuana and then
Yeah.
sell them for $5 a joint just because we're crazy out here on the West Coast, apparently.
That's right. We have money to flush down the toilet.
No, I'll tell you, I'd like to clarify. That's a bullshit story. If there's anybody doing it, it's only one guy because that would not be a thing. Nobody would do that.
So
If
no
there's
one's
one
on the
guy
stage at 420 this year in
joints
Vancouver
with
warning
fentanyl,
you
They
of
got to arrest
fentanyl.
that guy and put him in a cage or something. But
All right,
it's
Goodwin.
not a thing.
Yeah, no,
No,
it
that's
doesn't make any
bullshit.
sense to mix
I think,
them.
Chair, though, that you should warn people not to smoke fentanyl weed, not the stage.
Do not
idea.
smoke fentanyl weed for God's sake.
Don't do it. This
Do
ain't
not
it.
smoke fentanyl weed. Just like don't believe headlines that say the death of BHO. If you're
Right.
really so
Okay. It's weird. Well, I bet you I read that
Yeah,
in
really,
media,
take
too.
that seriously. Come on. You can't take that shit seriously.
Okay, good enough. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jer.
Love you guys.
Hey, good to see you.
Amazing
Good to hear your
work
voice,
out
Chris.
there, Matt.
All right. Man, so
Love
on
you
the
guys.
one hand, good one, we're not to believe the fentanyl numbers we read in the media, but believe everything else. I don't understand. I don't believe any of you.
I don't know who would put fentanyl in marijuana. It doesn't make any
I
sense.
believe it because it was reported on in the media. I mean, I believe everything reported on mainstream media.
Yeah, especially the quotes from the police.
Well,
They're like pretty
obviously.
reputable.
Police are some of the most reputable people I know. Wait, fentanyl weed. You tried it?
No, but you know how expensive fentanyl is, right?
No shit, eh?
Yeah, so who the fuck has money to give people drugs like that?
I don't know. Maybe if you're trying to turn, I don't know.
And why would you ever smoke fentanyl? No, like, it's not
'cause-
something that you do. People
What?
don't smoke
You
it.
never tried
I
it
know-
before?
No, but I know people who smoke fentanyl before. One of my neighbors.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Right,
like,
so
fuck.
some
I'm like,
people
why are
smoke
you
it.
like scraping gel off a
Yeah,
pad?
that's bad.
Yeah. It's
Very bad.
adhesive. It's not supposed to be smoked.
I know.
You know? Like,
No,
And
it's
no
bad.
one's doing that. That's retarded. That's like
So-
saying someone's putting meth in your weed. It's like, okay, no one has extra money to, give you to get high. It's not going to hook you on meth either.
But it's in the media newspapers.
Everything's in the media, It's like bullshit.
Don't believe the media, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because like that's bullshit. Like, who's gonna give you fentanyl?
Exactly.
Like, for that? They don't even they can barely keep up with the fentanyl demand as is.
Right.
For patients, so.
Yeah, good point.
I believe his points on the fentanyl. I don't know. I just try not to read any mainstream media. It makes my life easier. Does.
It's true. It's less stressful when you don't read the news. But it's
Well.
also important to be aware.
Well, there's other news sources.
Yeah, speaking of news, what other news do we have?
There's a church in Indiana. Talk about this biting you in the ass. Oh, that's a good one. The first church of cannabis was approved after Indiana's religious freedom law was passed. Nice. First Church of Cannabis, Inc. has been approved by Indiana's Secretary of State after the state's religious freedom legislation became law last week. The church founder, Bill Levin, said he filed paperwork in direct response to Indiana Governor Mike Pence signing the Religious Freedom Restoration Act into law last Thursday. Secretary of State Connie Lawson approved the church as a religious corporation with the stated intent to start a church based on love and understanding with compassion for all. And there's someone who's smoking in our church. God bless them, Levin said. Man, you could actually say that because that guy's going to be the dude up there.
Nice.
Bless you. This is a church to show how a proper way of life, a loving way of life, we are called Canatarians.
Are you going to convert?
I don't, probably not. But if I lived in Indiana, for sure. Marijuana is currently illegal in Indiana, so the church could test the application of the new law.
So do they like believe in Jesus and weed? Is that like, are they Christians?
No, I don't. I think they're Canatarians. I don't know.
They just believe in the power of pot.
They believe in the power of pot.
That's amazing.
Their good book is The Emperor Wears No Clothes. REFA prevents Indiana's government from substantially burdening a person's exercise of religion if it can demonstrate that it's the least restrictive means of furthering a compelling governmental interest. So essentially, Indiana attorney and political commentator says that Indiana legislatures may have to put the state in a position to acknowledge those who profess to smoke pot as a religious sacrament. You see, they would argue that under RFRA, as long as you can show that reefer is part of your religious practices, you get a pretty good shot of getting off scot-free. The state has to articulate a compelling interest in preventing you from smoking pot.
Didn't there used to be a church in Toronto?
Not Church of the Universe.
Yeah, is it still around?
No, they got busted hard.
Oh, brutal.
And Paul Lewin's religious challenge did not make it. So
Baldacero, the guy who started it all, still around in Hamilton, though.
Is he still alive?
Tucker died last year, or early this year, or like in the last 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Walter Tucker but Michael Baldacero, those two guys started the Church of the Universe 30, 40 years ago in the Glenwater Abbey or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was it across Canada or only in Ontario?
Only Hamilton.
Oh, really?
Well, it started in Hamilton, and then, you know,
it was in Toronto.
other chapters opened up all over.
Yeah, the Beaches had that one, and that one that got shut down. But the original one, as Chris says, was the Baldacero brothers.
Wow, that's a piece of cannabis history.
The Baldaceros came out to Goodwin Tower 420, the first one, right?
Yeah, I talked to Michael Baldacero in the last 2 months, too. He's doing well.
Nice.
And he loves what we do. He tries to come out to as much. He came to Up and Smoke protests, every one of them.
Every one of them. And so, yeah, they were at 420. But these people are, as you know, they're fucking warriors. They are seniors.
Someone in the chat's mentioning that it was also a nudist camp when it originally started.
That's true.
Outside of that, like, Guelph or wherever they were up near Cambridge.
Yeah.
They had like a big property.
Yeah,
and then that place got raided, and then they moved to Hamilton and on Barton Street and opened a church there, which was selling weed for like 10 years till it got raided.
Yep.
Wow.
So.
Be interesting to go to that church service.
I believe it. And the Baldaceros, yeah, it was a nudie camp too.
Did you ever go?
No. Listen, man. I'm going to stick to that story. Goodwin knows. Now, here's the thing. Goodwin will tell you why. No offense to the Baldacero brothers. Now, David Malmo Levine, he went to the nudist camp, and Goodwin warned him that it's not exactly what you were thinking.
DML loved it.
He did have a great time.
Yeah.
It's kind of trailer, though, nudist camp. It's like a trailer park.
Right.
Of nudists.
And that's
that face is perfect. Just imagine Guelph Hamiltonian type Ontarians in a trailer park naked.
With like rats? Or
No, just like
no rats. Just naked.
Just naked. Wait.
Sounds like a party.
I went to school with kids who lived there. It was called Four Seasons. They were really normal kids. Yeah, the people who lived there were totally normal, had normal jobs and everything, and then they just went home and were naked and smoked pot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's what makes it amazing. I'm just like, it's not like everybody thinks it's like, wow, no. totally not. It's exactly what. So, did you ever go? Nope. You just get. There's no reason.
Just regular people.
Just regular people.
Smoking pot.
Smoking
naked.
pot naked.
But on this story, this Indiana, I guess, I keep hearing it like, I guess in the last year or sometime recently, one of their courts approved like a religious freedom law.
Right.
Which then this guy used to get the First Church of Cannabis approved. And they went, well, that's the way the law was set up. It works.
Well. Oh. I don't know. I just, Church of more cannabis. That one bit them in the ass, though. They weren't expecting that. They were trying to protect themselves. That's what it was. It was supposed to protect their Christianity. Some guy went in and registered his own faith. Good on him. New York readies restrictive medical marijuana law. Yeah. Can you believe that New York State will have like one of the most restrictive, outdated medical marijuana programs before it's even launched?
It's incredible.
Well, let me see. The New York Times reports that the new bill would only allow 20 medical dispensaries run by 5 organizations to be established throughout the state.
I don't think that's enough. Like, just think
How
of
big
New York
is New
alone.
York?
Yeah, like, is 20 like even enough for New York?
You just recently came back from New York. How big is it?
New York is huge.
Pretty
just
epic,
like
eh?
Manhattan alone, let alone like all the other neighborhoods around it. Yeah, you need more than 20 dispensaries to
yeah.
supply just New York.
Oh.
It's not enough.
Yeah, not nearly enough. But only patients suffering from a short list of 10 severe, debilitating, or life-threatening conditions ranging from multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease to ALS and AIDS would be allowed to acquire medical marijuana. The bill defines terminally ill as patients with a life expectancy of 1 year or less, a restriction that would prevent the elderly from accessing the drug.
So basically, no one can access it.
No.
Just like a very few select amount of patients.
Yeah. It's like overly restrictive in an effort not to be like a weed state.
It's just so ridiculous because people are still going to access it through the black market. So, like, why even be that restrictive?
Well, and you're just like, you would think that there'd be some enlightened people living in upstate New York, and to our neighbor just down there, it's, well, just across the lake there. You would think they would have smart people in New York City.
Well, I feel like anyone in New York can get pot anyway, so, like, why be that restrictive, you know, if it's that accessible already?
They put a lot of people in jail for weed in New York State.
It's true.
So, and it's probably private prison.
Yeah, they're probably, like, making the products that we buy up here.
Yeah. Or answering the phones or something. I hear, next time you're out there, I hear one of the, there's a prison out there that's like a call center. I hear that.
I heard there's prisons that make Victoria's Secret bras.
What?
Yeah.
We gotta look into that. Someone Google Victoria's Secret bra prison maid. If that was the case, a lot of guys would know how to like put drugs in bras better than a woman. They know how to unstitch it, how to stitch it back properly. They would know how to put the padding in and how to remove it and put bags of weed in there. No way.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good transit route for
Yeah.
drugs in and out of prison.
For sure. Padded bras.
What do prisoners make for Victoria's
That's
Secret?
true, eh? Yeah,
Let's
think
see.
about it. There's no way.
It's true.
Holy jeez, Alan's back there going, oh, I read Mother Jones, Matt. I read Mother
Tens of
Jones.
thousands of U.S. inmates are paid from pennies to minimum wage, minus fines and victim compensation, for everything from grunt work to firefighting to specialized labor. Here's a sample of what they make for whom. We've got like a big list. Let's see, where's Victoria's Secret?
Holy Christ, everybody's on that list.
So, California inmates sew their own garb. They also sew lingerie and leisure wear for Victoria's Secret and J.C. Penney. So that's like
What?
actually a thing.
It's a thing. You're in prison making ladies'
California.
underwear. What the fuck, Alan?
Making lingerie.
Lady, that's fucked up, man.
One more reason to not buy Victoria's Secret.
I guess. Shit, that's...
Yeah, fucking drug war.
You probably have to go on a long, long list to get to actually make the panties.
You gotta be like...
You
what
gotta
do
be a good boy.
I don't know, man, but think of all the other things that type of gig would come with in prison. Just think of the gig. Because, like, all of a sudden you're sneaking ladies' panties out of the fucking prison Victoria's Secret garb. Oh,
Yeah, it's like a whole underground industry.
yeah. You can just picture California prisoners wearing Victoria's Secret underwear now. That's what's happening, Alan. That's what's happening.
It's probably happening.
Right now, some California inmates wearing Victoria's Secret underwear. Sorry to say that. Hey, marijuana seeds distributed for free at DC hosted event. It's awesome. Residents of Washington, D.C. lined up for free cannabis seeds not given away by Crop King Seeds on Saturday in a giveaway resulting from last year's successful ballot initiative to legalize marijuana in the District of Columbia. The event, sponsored by the D.C. Cannabis Campaign, was held Thursday and Saturday and saw hundreds of 18 and up D.C. residents line up to receive and trade free seeds.
Wow.
So, more than 3,500 people signed up for the giveaway, which saw the distribution at Libertine Bar and Restaurant on Thursday and at DC Cannabis headquarters on Saturday. So,
That's huge. For like that to happen in the nation's capital is huge.
I heard Obama was there. Is that how many seats everybody was given? Everyone wasn't given like a 10-pack? It's impressive. It's quite the haul of seeds over there.
And it's really cool to see the gift economy. Like, if anything, in Canada, we should just be able to, like, give away weed, and that should not be a criminal thing.
Who wouldn't be about giving away weed? So they gave them a bunch of seeds. You can grow 6 plants there, and then you can trade your weed with someone else's weed. Get on that.
10 minutes to the end of the show.
Goodwin, what do you think about that seed giveaway? In the nation's capital, no less.
I like hearing that.
Is that overgrowing the government or what?
3,500 people signed up.
That means 3,500 people are growing right now 6 marijuana plants, right? What's the math on that? 6, 10...
21,000.
How many?
21,000.
There's like 21,000 pot plants growing in the city this weekend in Washington, D.C.
It's beautiful.
And that's intense, man.
That's overgrowing the government, for sure.
I heard Obama was in line. No confirmation of that. And he was intercepting the seeds. Oh, interception! He used to do that. Now he has the DA intercepting weed. But, yeah, one of the things Obama is good at is the interception back in the day. Jesus, man. All right, well, we'll end the show on this. How much of that, explain this.
By the way, you want to give away seeds right now?
How? You got seeds?
Yeah, one of our sponsors last week, Bruce Peninsula Seeds, was in for Stoner Sundays. They were a great artist on the mic and on guitar. And they have an outdoor seed company. So however you want to do it in the last 6 minutes, 8 minutes.
They're blueberry seeds.
Nice.
Blueberry Outdoor from Bruce Peninsula Seed Company.
So how are we gonna give these away?
The green crack godbud. All right, still blueberry.
Smells
Cannabis indica, early mid. All right.
I want someone who will grow them.
Yeah. Well, I know you.
Somebody
will.
said
One
me.
hand in the audience.
I know. Okay, there's some guy. All right, hold
a few
on.
hands.
If you're willing to grow them, head to the mic.
All right, I see two. Actually, I see two hands. Put both two hands that blew up. Let's see that. Now, I saw your hand. You. Who's in the back there with wants one?
People are saying no names if they come up. No names.
We need some help overgrowing the government.
Yeah.
Some recruits.
All right. Who's throwing up their hands wearing the? Is that you back there?
I need some seeds.
You need some seeds. You grow these blueberries. Here's one pack. And where's
I think everyone needs some seeds.
where's the other? Where's the other? There. Here you go.
Sweet.
Come back for 420 bud swap with it. Hopefully. All right. For
Thanks,
sure.
Bruce Peninsula Seed Company.
Thanks, Bruce Peninsula. I know that. There's a guy. I love it when there's somebody just out of the blue. Yeah, all right. I'm like, perfect. How is that thing you've been hitting?
It's pretty smooth.
Right.
Been vaping CO2 oil all night.
Vape CO2 oil all night.
Yeah. There's no like BHO aftertaste. Just like you can just taste the flowers, the terpenes.
It's pretty potent. Next week, because we only got a few minutes.
Next week, show 200.
Next week, show 200. But I'm gonna quick note. Goodwin, there's a weed place in the market doing medical marijuana with a big weed logo. Looks like the Weeds.
Nice.
Lisa was there.
Yeah, I was their first patient.
Concentrates are at $45.
Nice.
They have the key
A gram or a
concentrate.
half gram.
For a gram.
Awesome.
45. Yeah, it's pretty
Some of
sick.
the other places charge that for a half gram.
I know, right?
So we'll have more on that in the coming weeks, I guess.
By the way,
right?
last 5 minutes, Lisa Campbell is our great new co-host.
Right.
Director of Canadian Students for Sensible Drug Policy.
Let's go there, yeah.
We love it.
Love it. We welcome to Lisa to the show.
We are so glad that you're here. You've been a wonderful addition to TMZ.
Yes.
And we welcome you with open arms. But the
Yeah.
chat does have a question
Yes.
about Smash.
Smash resigned.
And the replacement.
Smash resigned. And she gave proper notice. She wanted to do a bunch of shows. She was going to do 3 weeks of shows. And we're like, no, if you're just not happy, it's best to just, instead of have you up here when you're not comfortable doing the show, we'll just have you off the show. And she had done a great run. That's what people don't understand. She had done an amazing run. We have 200 web episodes. Yeah, she did an amazing run. You don't know what it's like to do 3 hours. Most of the comedians are like, you guys do 3 hours? I'm like, yeah, fuck, man. It's a long night.
And she did have other educational obligations.
Right. And so we have moved on, and I don't know, it's just something we want to acknowledge that she did wonderful and got us up to almost episode 200, and we took an opportunity to bring Lisa on board before then, and with 420 coming and the fast lane, we could throw her right in. Throw her into the deep end, see if she swims.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. You've done the last two have been great. Last two shows have been great, and just heads up on episode 200, Mark Kabuti from Peace Naturals coming in person. We have Stoner Jesus. I'll do that. Stoner Jesus, and Mernahuana is on. CO2 extraction from Absolute Extractors is on. We will have like 7 guests lined up for the number 200.
Hello, this is Stoner Jesus. Super deep voice.
Who's Stoner Jesus? Is that Adam?
It's the Son of God.
Oh, okay. Obviously.
Don't get it twisted. Stoner Jesus has mad bitches.
Whoa. That's all right. So episode 200 next week, and we thank everyone for getting us that far. And we're really happy having Lisa on the show.
Yeah, sure.
And we're looking.
Smells amazing. What is it?
Oh, that green crack bud cross is killer. This lights up your innards. So that's where we're at, episode 200. And then after episode 200, episode 420, Lisa, and then 420 follow-up.
Yeah, it's going to be busy.
We're doing a TMZ special edition.
That's right, on 420, we're going to do special edition of TMZ. We're going to do a rap party with everybody that shows up.
But a 90-minute, like a half show.
Half show.
Exactly what it is.
So, it's busy month.
Yeah,
Good
it'll
luck.
be fun. Lots of good guests.
Lots of good guests. Lots of, like, some of our best. Like, did you see the Charlo Green?
She was amazing.
She was amazing. Charlo Green. And last week, Doreen Brown. What's us with, like, bringing in the lady content?
Yeah, all the powerful women.
Cranking it. Like a woman alliance of something.
Yeah, it's like a revolution or something.
It is. So we're going to continue up that. And thanks again to all the guests. Big Norm. Next week on, as I said, I'm excited for Goodwin. We've done 200 of these, eh?
I'm very proud of that.
I'm very proud of that. And
I'm going to give away $200 in marijuana next week.
Whoa!
I'm doing it.
Amazing.
For TMZ 200.
TMZ 200.
Good.
$200 weed giveaway.
Right, that's coming out of my pocket.
Wow.
But I'm proud of the show.
We've done really, really well. It's an amazing chemistry that people don't it's nobody's really, doing what we do. Like, it's coming out every week and live streaming it live, and you can download us on SoundCloud and iTunes. Watch a replay on the live stream on demand. So not too many people have figured out what we're trying to do here and make a go of it to do 200 episodes. So
yeah, it's pretty unique.
And have everybody tuning in.
The time now is 4:20 in Amsterdam, and that concludes this week's episode of the Mernahuana Zone. Please tune in next week, same token time, same token place.
Demi,